All right, what up, guys? We are live. So we got a fun event for you today. We're gonna do a Kevin Ray Wilder versus the world. So Kevin is gonna be debating anyone and everyone who wants to debate him, and I think it's gonna get very, very interesting. We had already a few challengers. I'm just gonna be moderating. So yeah, like I'm not gonna chip in unless it's something that like really involves me or something I have like insight on. But largely, I'll be neutral in this debate, irregardless of how I feel on the issue. So if you guys want to debate Kevin, there's still spots. So just let us know in the comments and just say, I want to debate Kevin, and then express what you want to debate him on, right?
Dude, I love debates, man. I'm like low key. You guys can't see this right now. It's a good thing that the webcam's not lower because I'm like rock hard right now. I fucking love debates. And, I'll be respectful. Look, here's some ground rules, all right? I say this with every debate. I'm like a mirror. All right. If you're respectful to me, I'll even be more respectful back to you. If you're a dick to me, I'll be an even bigger dick back to you. And I guarantee you I'm better at doing that than you are. So just keep that in mind. So if you want to keep things logical, rational, that's how I like to prefer to have it. But if you want to get down and dirty, we can do that too. But go use that strategy at your peril.
Oh, we got a few people on.
Let's do it.
Let's bring on Godin first because he's waiting, and then we'll go. I guess we'll go in order. If you have your camera, Seth Godin. If you guys have your camera on, it's not a requirement, but you will get preferential treatment. I will just say that because if you have your camera on, then we know there's 0 chance you're going to show your dick. If you don't have your camera on, there's like that 0.01% chance that you might show your dick. Just fully.
And Alex and I will automatically respect you more too if you show your face.
Oh, I was going to say I'll respect you more if you show your dick, but yeah, I guess we're different.
Well, that's a you thing. I don't necessarily share your opinion on that, but okay.
I mean, to each their own, dude. If you prefer seeing people's faces on a live stream, then whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right.
Hello, dude.
Please don't show your dick.
No problem. I'm not gonna do anything like that. Anyway, yeah, the first topic I want to get into is straight up about John Anthony.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you hear when we were backstage? I don't know if you could like hear it on your end. What I was telling.
I wasn't listening attentively, but I think I heard you guys talking a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that's like the one topic I wanted to avoid. But if you really want to do it, I mean, okay, sure.
Come on, Alex. You know that's unavoidable. You know.
Okay.
We saw that happen today.
Okay, just try to do it in a way that does not drag me into it, please.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
All right. Basically, my first question is, what is it about John Anthony that makes you think that he doesn't have game? That's the first baseline question.
Where do I begin? Well, first off, do you agree that women are attracted to masculine men?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so he's not a masculine man.
I disagree.
Okay, why? Go ahead. Well, mate, why is he masculine?
Basically, what I think is that when I'm a fan of his, and I do watch his YouTube regularly, and I've also seen some of his live streams and such, and I don't know, just the way he carries himself, he does come off as someone confident. He does come off as someone charismatic. He speaks well. He speaks with conviction, and he's someone who's obviously stands up for himself. He, despite his past or whatever, the way he came up into the game and all that, despite, his past when he had like tons of anxiety and whatnot. And you can see that he's someone that has gradually improved. And as he got older, he improved his game as well. And that's what the personality we're seeing today. That's what I think. That's why I think he does show masculine traits.
Okay. So your perception of that is based off of what you see in his videos?
Primarily, yes, because I've never met him, of course.
Okay. So can somebody put on an act in their videos? Yes or no?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. And so that's what I think he's doing. First of all, I don't think he's charismatic at all, but that's my personal opinion. The reason I don't think he's a masculine man is he's too afraid to debate me. Because if somebody's going out there, look, it's a different thing if you aren't going out there and starting fights. But literally with this guy's doing the equivalent. He's like one step above somebody who just is super Mr. Armchair quarterback tough guy in the comments. So at the very least, he puts himself on video doing that. But then when somebody actually confronts him and challenges him to a debate, he runs away. Is that a masculine man? Is that the type of man that women are attracted to?
That's a fair point, but I do agree with the argument that Alex says that there's kind of no reason for him to care, because I've heard how he describes. He describes as a guy who's not in the pickup industry, so to speak. You're not a guy who.
Then I should be easy to destroy. I should be absolutely easy to IQ mock. He should come in with all of these different game theories and overwhelm me, and I just feel like an idiot. But what's the reason that he doesn't want to do that?
But
I don't know about you, but for me, right? Hold on one second. For me, I am willing to debate anybody because I'm very firm in my convictions that I can stand up for what I believe in, and that I'm a good talker and I can make things convincing. And honestly, because I know that I'm an authentic, genuine guy that has nothing to hide, right? So I literally will debate anybody about anything. And so why wouldn't somebody else have that same exact conviction, especially if he is debating somebody who supposedly doesn't know as much as he does? It's kind of like if somebody is like, if you're like Michael Jordan and somebody's like, hey, because he thinks he's the Michael Jordan of game or whatever, which is hilarious, by the way. And some high school guys like, hey, let's play a pickup game one-on-one really quickly. And then everybody is egging on for that to happen, right? It'd be one thing if I was just some Yahoo in the comment section. That's different. Everybody in the manosphere wants to see this debate, or everybody who knows who him and I are.
I personally do want to as well, yes. I would like to see it.
Yeah.
But I do understand.
So if he was the Michael Jordan of game, right? So imagine a scenario where Michael Jordan is being challenged by what he perceives as some like low-level college player or high school player, and everybody wants it to happen. People are like hyping it up and stuff. People are saying, oh, Jordan's scared. But don't you think Jordan would be like, you know what? I'm going to shut these people up and just go do it, and I'm going to destroy him?
I think at some point he might, but at this point, I understand his point of view, saying that he doesn't even think of you as someone who's even in the game. For him, it's like any random that talks about it. That's how he perceives it. And I think he genuinely believes that. And that's why he doesn't even want to bother with the time to debate you. Now, I personally do agree that it doesn't really cost that much to just have like a 2-hour discussion between you two. To just get it done and over with, and people can shut up about it, because it's like every time this is brought up. But yeah, I think that would just end it all. I do agree with you there.
So he, like I said in the stream yesterday, he needs to take out the ovaries from inside of him, reshape them into testicles, and then attach them to himself so that he has enough testosterone to actually do what's necessary to actually, be in a debate. But he's afraid to do that. And somebody who's afraid to have a debate over a webcam, he's going to be afraid of just even approaching women. And look, you watch his infields and stuff. If we go to like the very particular times of game, he's like drunk in all of them. If you need to be drunk to talk to women, you are a beta male, by definition.
I disagree, because alcohol for a lot of people is a way to make them more social and make them, basically easier for them to talk to people in general, not just girls.
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
I mean, it's the way alcohol works in your system.
Yeah. So the reason that alcohol does that is it blunts the prefrontal cortex, which is the thing that gives you your self-identity, who you believe yourself to be. So a lot of times the thing that makes guys struggle with women is that they don't have a good self-image of themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't think of themselves as masculine men who are attractive to women. And so if you have to use alcohol to blunt that part of your brain, that means that you don't actually believe yourself to be an attractive man to women. So you have to do that in order to stop self-sabotaging yourself.
Let me jump in real quick and provide just a little clarification on one thing. So John actually, you're partially right, partially wrong. John did used to drink a lot. He used to have an alcohol problem. And yes, he did used to drink in a lot of his videos. However, he's been alcohol free for 3 years. He sends me like every year, like a thing, like 2 years alcohol sober. So he hasn't drank in 3 years, like not even.
Fair. So his infields then, has he had many within the past 3 years? As far as I'm aware, almost all of his infields are not within the last 3 years.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So that means he was drunk during all of them. So if and it's so funny because he's also like, oh, you don't even have to do like technical stuff. You just like, you show up and be yourself and stuff, which literally, usually is pretty good advice. But for him, he hasn't had recent infields. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of, dating coach type guys or in the dating space, not all necessarily coaches. And that's one thing that these guys bring up is like, why don't you have recent infield footage? Perhaps maybe it's because he needs alcohol in order to go do that.
Okay,
I mean, I'd be willing to be proven wrong, man. You're in Brazil.
Let me bring up this point then.
Go ahead.
You trust Alex, right, as a dating coach?
Yeah.
If
you know why I trust him?
If he's been vouching for John for literally 5 years, has literally been in the same room with him, seen him pull constantly. I'm pretty sure they were hot girls, right, Alex, or something, or not?
Yeah, I've seen John.
I don't know if you remember, but
I've seen John pull hot chicks. Yeah,
and Alex has been vouching for him constantly, and you trust Alex. Why can't you trust Alex that he thinks that John has game and that John is actually good, and he's also reviewed his products and endorses them too.
There goes. Let's not bring Alex into this.
I'm sorry, but yeah. I mean, it's the main thing I could have thought about. Because I don't know personally, but yeah.
Just for Alex's sake, I want to plead the fifth on this one. I'm sure that's reasonable. I'm sure you understand. Maybe when I do another stream on my own thing, because you heard us backstage talking about it. I think it won't be good, but I'll just leave you with this, right? Because I'll give you.
I'm guessing you have evidence that contradicts what Alex says in that case. I'm guessing.
No, not necessarily, but I mean, there's always people that you trust that you think are wrong. Right? I trust Alex. I think he's great, but I thought that he was totally wrong on abortion, and I think he's totally wrong on John Anthony too. You can be friends with somebody, you can respect somebody, and also completely disagree with certain points that they have, and that's the case with this.
I genuinely don't get why you wouldn't trust, Alex in this case, but okay, I get. Okay, fine.
Again, we're walking on certain waters here that we said before the stream to not.
Okay, fine. Okay,
or even on the stream.
Yeah, I
brought it up, bro.
I prefer to stay out of it, just on this topic alone.
Just for Alex's sake, that's probably not something that we should go down. But yeah, with him, like I said, you can just because you trust somebody and you think that they're great, you can think that they also have bad takes. So I'll tell you, for example, one of the reasons that I respect Alex is because I think he is somebody that actually has a lot of balls. And that's the number one thing that women are attracted to is capable, strong men. And so Alex will debate anybody and their mom. And he's extremely assertive too. Like if he wants something, he'll just keep doing it. Like sometimes he'll ask me for something, I'll forget. Huh?
I've even debated a few moms.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll ask me something and I'll forget, like an asshole, and he'll just keep reminding me. He won't be apologetic about it. He'll just be like, "Yeah, this thing." That's sort of persistence and that level of you thinking highly enough of yourself to be that assertive, to have your ideas contended in debate. That's how I judge people, and that's how I judge people that have game or have the ability to do those things, because you can't fake confidence around women, man. You can't. You can fake it when you're drunk. You can fake it when they're drunk, but usually they're going to find out. And so that's the number one thing. You can tell when guys are good with girls when you meet them in person, and you just know, you see their aura, you just see how they are. The biggest thing when it comes to being attractive to women is frame, right? Do you dominate the frame? What consists of you dominating the frame? You want to look the part. If you look good and you're huge, people are automatically going to, be paying attention to you. But that's not enough, right? Because there's a bunch of like super big dudes that are just like so shy they can't even talk. You need to be assertive. You need to be masculine. You need to be entertaining. But at the end of the day, the guy with the best frame is going to be the guy that the girls are going to be paying the most attention to. So okay. Andrew Tate, for example, Andrew Tate is a master of frame. I don't think anybody doubts whether he gets girls or not.
Okay, but to be clear, you're basically you say that if you put John Anthony in a club anywhere in America, and you tell him go approach girls and pull, do you think he couldn't do it? Sober.
I don't think the girls would be that attractive.
Do you think?
I'll give you a perfect example.
Pull?
What?
Do you think he can't pull? Do you think he can't close? Basically.
Well, it depends. Who cares if he can close a fucking 2? Or who cares if he can
say-
close a transsexual woman who has the mind of a man?
Okay, right.
Dude, he's 39 years old.
Okay, wait, hold on.
And looks like a potato. Like why? No amount of game, I'm sorry, when you look like that is going to transcend that. You will still be able to date some women, but you put him up against a pretty good looking guy that's younger, that has confidence in himself, and he's just going to lose.
But how does that explain his current girlfriend then?
What about her?
She's fucking hot, and they've been together for
I don't think
years.
so.
You don't
He's
think
like
Liz
30, isn't she?
attractive? I don't know what age she is, but
She's attractive for like a 30-year-old, but then also she's from Brazil. Nothing against Brazil, but that's kind of like a whole thing that people talk about all the time of like, oh, just go, location maxing. Brazil is a very promiscuous culture with a bunch of women who would love nothing more than to have a rich Western man come in and save them from their poverty or whatever. Now, if he had a super hot girlfriend who was in a first world country and he didn't have to pay for her shit, then yeah, maybe there would be something there. Maybe.
But he's shown proof of the girlfriends he's had in the past in America. I've seen the pictures. They were pretty attractive.
Well, back when he had an alcohol problem and was younger?
But he still dated them, Kevin. They were still dating.
Okay.
He had multiple pictures with the girls.
Okay, so hold on. Do you think that having a picture with a girl, why do you think having a picture with a girl means anything?
I mean, you can see the context of that they're, a lot of the times they're half naked, at least.
Yeah, so easily be prostitutes, any of those.
Okay, they could be prostitutes, but then I think the arguments you're making, you can make that for every other coach in the industry. No coach can show you literally them having sex with
No, I totally agree. And this is why I know it's kind of a meme of like the receipts and everything. The vast majority of times, like if we're going by receipts and we're just using that as a measure of who has the most game, QB Willie has the most game out of anybody in the manosphere because he just takes a bunch of pictures with a bunch of hookers. Congratulations. So if we're using that as the measure, then fine.
But if you can,
but here's the thing. Here's the best way that you understand who has the most game. You have the same exact two guys meet up in a city, and then you film them their interactions with girls, and then you see who does better, like some keys to the VIP type shit. Otherwise, at that point, it's just a bunch of fancy marketing and selective, using your pictures and whatnot. And he's not even willing to do that, bro. He's not willing to debate me. He's not willing to meet up in a city and see who has better game. That says all you need to know. I'm not even a pickup artist too, man. Should be easy. Should be a walk in the park.
But again, why would he?
Don't you think that's sus? Don't you think that's sus?
In this context, no, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because he lives in Brazil, and he has to take time.
So?
Look, he's like, if to be fair to him, he's running a business. He has coaching calls with tons of clients every day.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay, but then he also has to take time out of stopping all of that because it won't be just a day go in.
Yeah, so do I. So do I.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're actually efficient with your time.
Okay, fair, wait.
If you're an entrepreneur and you're actually efficient with your time, you should
to be fair to him, I would suspect that the amount of money he would lose out of having a few days off of running his business would.
You're right. He would lose a lot of money because he'd be exposed.
No, I'm talking about just the I'm just talking about the time cost. You know what I mean?
Sure, that sounds like a convenient excuse.
Dude,
if you are the Michael Jordan, look, it's different if he's just sitting there doing nothing and then I'm on the attack on him. I actively made sure he wanted to collab with me multiple times. And I told him off screen or off camera, never bring it into the public. I was like, look, man, what you did with Wheat Waffles is messed up. I'm sorry. I can't do that. And then he goes out of his way to try to expose me with Coach Whitepill because he's butthurt. I didn't want to collab with him. I didn't even go out of my way to go after him. This is something that he started, right? And let me tell you this: when it comes to men, do men start things that they can't finish?
Let me ask one.
Don't write checks that you can't cash. He wrote a check he can't cash, and now that I'm actually like, challenging him back on that thing, he's running away like a scared little pussy.
Let me ask one question real quick because it's relevant to discussion. Did the Mug Tao comment? Did that happen before or after the Coach Whitehill thing? Because I thought it happened before, but I could be wrong.
Well, it happened before, but I was just like that was still after Coach Whitehill and I had our whole drama and debacle. Because I remember that was a stream that I did after I came back from Vegas the first time.
Because I was under the impression, and I could be getting the timeline wrong, is that Coach Whitehill emailed John saying, yo, Kevin is talking shit about you. He linked them that really off stream where, to be fair,
I remember that. Yeah,
you only mentioned him for like 10 seconds, to be fair. And that's what caused them to like fire off. I don't know if there's something that happened before.
So one little comment that somebody made that I was responding to, I didn't go out of my way to say John Anthony is a scammer, fraud, whatever. Somebody literally asked me my opinion on him, and I was like, yeah, this is what I think of him. And so if you're that sensitive enough, and here's another thing too. Let me ask you this, Godin. Do women like insecure men?
Of course not.
Okay. Do you think John Anthony, this is going to say a lot depending on what your answer is. Is he an insecure man? Yes or no?
I think as a person, no, but I think when it comes to people questioning his ability to pick up women, which is literally his identity, right? I think he would be insecure about that. I would say about
Why would you be insecure about something that you're good at? If somebody says Michael Jordan
because
sucks
it's his
at
reputation.
Hold on.
It's everything he's put his time into in the last decade, as he explained before.
Okay. So just because you put time into it doesn't mean you're good at it.
And also, to be fair,
if you actually feel like you're good at something, hold on 1 second. If you feel like you're actually good at something, you're not going to feel insecure about it when people challenge you on it, right? Such as debate, for example. I think that I'm good at debate. So if somebody says Kevin Ray Wilder is a terrible debater, I'd be like, okay, let's debate about that. So also, how is this any different?
Wait, I think I don't know about this. This is just speculation, but I think he might have some type of PTSD from. He had his former coach, I think his name was Ryan or something. He tried to poach clients off of him, even though he was working with them, and MLD, who also like slandered him and tried to discredit his reputation, and that cost him a lot of clients because a lot of clients started doubting him after that. Even though MLD didn't really present many compelling arguments, in my opinion, when I saw the video when it was still up, and also. I think there were other instances as well. Like I think he had like feminist articles that go after him, and I think John has he's gone through a lot of shit before, so I think he might also see you talking shit, and he'd be like, he might think that you're gonna try to do the same thing that others have done to him before. Maybe that's speculation, but
if you're a leader of men, if you're a leader of men, because like when you take on a big responsibility such as leading men in their romantic lives, right? Your romantic life, your dating life, people unfortunately self-delete themselves when certain bad things happen within that. So you're taking a big responsibility, right? And when you're taking on a big responsibility like that with men's lives in this way, helping them with a very important aspect of their lives, you should be a good example of the ideal man to be. You should be a very confident masculine man. And so you're making all these excuses for him of like, oh, well, he's afraid that this might happen. He's afraid. If he is afraid of doing all those things, look, that might be a good sort of excuse for the common man. But for somebody who is in John Anthony's position, where he's trying to lead men in their dating lives, and also on top of that, not just that, he goes out of his way to be very critical of everybody that he considers a competitor. When the tables are turned and somebody actually challenges him, he runs away. What do you call that?
I mean, the way you phrased it, a pussy, yeah.
Yeah, a hypocrite. Not just a pussy, also a hypocrite. A pussy, a hypocrite who's insecure in himself and doesn't actually believe in himself and is just fronting online in order to trick guys like you into thinking that he has game.
But I don't think he's a pussy for not debating you. I don't think that makes him a pussy. And also for example, with the Danny Mullen thing back then, where he challenged Danny Mullen because Danny Mullen made, I think I saw the podcast with No Jumper, and there was Danny Mullen had a friend who got coaching from John, and apparently the guy, said very good things about him. But Danny Mullen, he's a comedian, he's a trolley type of guy. He basically made fun of him, being like, "Oh, you went out of your way to get coaching to date girls and blah blah blah." And he was like, "I could probably get more girls than that guy." And John, we're saying he will put his money where his mouth is. Said, "I will have a pickup competition for I don't know what it was. It was tens of thousands of dollars because he
hold on. You're getting the timeline. I knew for a fact. You're getting the timeline wrong. Danny Mullen said he challenged John Anthony to do that. John Anthony said yes under the condition that they do it for $100,000.
Yeah, that's what I said. That John said.
I will do it. Do you honestly think that helps to prove John's case?
I think it does.
Let me ask you this, Darren. Let me ask you this.
Listen. Look, wait. Let me finish the point.
Okay, go ahead.
Think that if he says, because Alex does the same thing. He says when people challenge him, if he's lying about something, he says, "I'll do a lie detector test and put 10 grand." Alex is putting his money where his mouth is. In that case, John put his money where his mouth is and said, "No, I'll do it."
No.
And
he said,
more girls, I will get 50.
I will debunk this right now for you. If the conditions of the debate that you and I had was that the loser has to pay the winner $500,000, would you have done it?
I mean, I don't have $500,000, but
exactly. So John was thinking the same exact thing with Danny Mullen. Danny Mullen probably isn't a super rich guy. I'm sure he's successful, but for him, whatever number that John said was probably a lot. So for him, it's not worth doing that, right? And so John knew that, and so he said that because that's a convenient excuse for him to not do it. You literally make an offer that there's no way that you can accept it.
I think it was $50K. I could be wrong. 50 or
yeah, $50K. I think, yeah.
Okay, fine. $50K for a comedian. Most comedians don't make that much money, even the ones that are super popular. I don't know if you know this, but YouTubers don't actually make that much money unless they have their own products or they get millions upon millions of views.
But
so I'm sure $50K is something that's a lot for Danny Mullen.
But the argument you made, Danny Mullen said, "I can get more chicks than you," and Danny Mullen kept talking shit about him, behind the scenes. They talked about it. And
no, it's not John just that, but he also said, I'm pretty sure Danny Mullen also challenged John to it, not having any kind of money or anything like that. But what's the reason that John said, "Oh, I'm going to put money on it"? Now you can't say the excuse that for Danny Mullen, a big YouTuber like him, to say that, "Oh, it's not going to be worth John's time." Of course it is. Imagine the amount of exposure that John would have to a new audience if he is able to have a pickup competition with somebody with an audience that's 10 times his size. It would be groundbreaking. It would be amazing. The reason that he didn't do it is because he knew that if he said, "Hey, I'll do it for $50,000, then Danny Mullen would not accept. How do you not see this?
No, I see what you're saying, but I think he was genuinely confident that he would win, and that's why he was willing to put money on it. That's what I interpreted.
I do want to do
interpret it that way. That's why you're a fan of his.
I do want to, not to cut you guys
He does
off.
the stuff so that he can trick guys like you, and it works.
Hold on a sec. I do want
until people like me come around and correct you. Sorry, go ahead.
I do have one more point after this, and then I'm done.
Hold up. I want to give a 5 or 10 minute warning because there's a bunch of people backstage. I do want to make sure we get it on. How long do you think you need, Godin, to finish your arguments? 5 minutes?
No, I just we can drop that last argument. I have just one more point. Basically,
okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to hear what you have to say to this. So basically, John has posted tons of testimonials that he's obviously had hundreds of clients, and I haven't seen many people. I have seen people say that, yeah, I bought his products, it didn't go well for me, it didn't work, blah blah. But there's also been tons of people who have signed up and have personally done testimonials for him, saying that they did get results, and basically that they did get results. It did work. They spent their money, and they did think that they got their money's worth. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: at what percentage does the testimonials that he has become relevant? So let's say, for example, he had 1,000 people, right? At what number would you say that? Oh, because look, we talked about this on the stream yesterday. there are a lot of people, and myself has had clients like this. Alex has, Avery has, Austin has, where these guys are just all-stars coming in. They're just amazing clients. They would have probably succeeded whether we help them or not. So at what number for you is it where that sort of kicks in and it's almost sort of like irrelevant how many testimonials they have?
Meaning like what percentage would I find acceptable, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would say the majority at least. Like at least 50%.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's all you need to say right there. Do you honestly
But
think that the amount of testimonials that he has, that's the majority of his clients?
I mean, not every client will do a testimonial, to be fair. Every client, every satisfied client isn't going to necessarily do a testimonial. So I don't think
it's a big unknown. It's a big unknown. It could either be that the majority of his clients don't see success or that only a minority does. But you as the consumer don't understand that. I'm going to drop some marketing knowledge on you. I don't know if you have a marketing background, but in a way, all of us YouTubers do, especially if we sell some sort of product. For every testimonial you see, you don't see, it's not indicative of the percentage. So for example, if we're grading like who's a good batter when it comes to baseball, you grade them off of their batting average, not how many hits that they've had.
Okay, but look, I'm just saying that if John was able to coach a guy with cerebral palsy and get him laid, I think that's probably a pretty good coach.
Wait, that was me, I think.
No, John also had one too.
Oh, yeah, I want to. Okay. Gotcha.
You can look it up on his channel. He has an interview with him.
Gotcha.
So by that definition, then Modern Life Dating is the greatest dating coach of all time because he had a guy in a wheelchair that claimed to have banged 3 different women. So if that's the case, then if we're using your argument, then Modern Life Dating is a far superior coach to Alex, a far superior coach to me, a far superior coach to John Anthony. But I have a feeling you don't believe that.
You're telling me MLD showed a guy in a wheelchair who got
Yep. Wheelchair and like a breathing tube. And then he was like, yeah, I have a 3-girl rotation. And
yeah, I think the whole thing was fake, though. I think they found
that was super. That can't be real. There's no way.
Yeah, okay, so hold on. Wait. So what makes you think? Why are you so sure that Modern Life Dating's thing that he did there is fake and then John's is real?
Because John literally showed footage of him picking up the chick in the club.
Yeah,
and this guy's like in the UK. John wasn't with him either. At least I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was with one of his coaches, like in his team that he has in the UK or whatever.
Okay. But look, like I said before, John has proven himself to be a pathological liar. So he could easily stage that type of stuff too. Again, here's the thing that you have to look at, right? Because testimonials, yes, they're very important. Don't get me wrong. But you have to go based off of the actual vibe of the very person themselves. You know, it's important for you to be able to make a character judgment on the person that you are getting advice and stuff from, because for all you know, all the different things that they use could be fabricated. Who knows?
I think it would be very difficult to fabricate all the proof that John has showed. I honestly think that.
And again, like I said, even if it's not all fabricated, I'm not necessarily saying he's faking anything, right? But we agreed that if there's a certain portion, if he has like, let's say 1,000 clients over time and he only has like, I don't know, fucking 50 testimonials, that means that the vast majority of people ended up failing on his program that he just never showed. But you can't know that as the consumer. Now, I'm not going out here and saying that his testimonials are proof that he's a fraud by any means. I'm just saying we can't use that as a marker to say whether he's a good coach or not, because we don't know. We would have to know how many clients he's actually had.
Let's do closing statements, and then because we got like 8 people backstage. I'll make sure we get through everyone. So let's just do closing statements for both of you guys.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay. So basically, I just want to say that, I think, Kevin, I think you're cool. I think you're a swell guy. I just don't get why you're so doubtful of him, even though a lot of the arguments you can make for all of the guys that you vouch for yourself. Basically, I just don't get why you.
I want to respond to that really quickly. That's not true, because I said before, how do I test whether I think somebody has game or not? Whether they're a masculine man who is not afraid of conflict. John is afraid of conflict. Alex is not. Avery is not. Austin is not.
Okay, then stay neutral on him. Then if you're gonna say that, if you're gonna call him a fraud, because you have called him a fraud, you say he has scammed. That's what you have said. Then, but you say the only way you could judge someone's game is based on if you can see it or not. But you're gonna call him a scammer before you even see that. I think that's just a bit disingenuous. All right, that's it.
Like I said, I'm going based off of how he presents himself. You agreed, and you agreed. Hold on. You agreed earlier that somebody who is afraid of conflict, somebody who's a hypocrite and a pussy, women aren't attracted to. And you agreed with me that the actions that he took are congruent with those two things. So if that's the case, logic would deduce that even you, by your own definition, you think that John is a pussy and has no game.
No. I agree with the first, with the former of what you said. Not that it applies to him.
All right, let's get closing.
Why wouldn't it apply to him?
Because you literally said those words individually, and then I said yes. If you describe something that way, that does come off as a pussy. But I didn't say that that's congruent with John.
Guys, let's do closing statements. Let's do closing statements because we do got to move on.
Okay.
So,
closing statement, Alex. I apologize. I didn't choose this. topic.
I know.
I'm sorry, Alex.
You allowed it.
I've been wondering this for a few days.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like like I have like a tough choice to make because on the one hand, it's like, okay, like I'd rather not talk about John on my channel because I don't want us to get into this. But on the other hand, Godin wants to defend John, so if I like don't let him on talk about what he wants to talk about, then like, am I doing John a service or disservice? I guess it depends on how Godin is at arguing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm staying.
I think either way, if it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. So I don't think it really.
I wonder. So my closing statement is this: when it comes to game, I think what pickup artists in general, especially, look at as game is them just trying to copy and pretend like they're an alpha male. And the reason that I think that is, and even pickup artists themselves believe this, because if you acknowledge that there's such thing as a natural, right? A natural, some guy that's good with girls without ever having to study it. And especially if your entire game is to try to emulate that natural, it's an actual admission that you're just trying to pretend to be an alpha male rather than actually being it. So for me on my channel, what I do, the best predictor is to actually be that authentic thing rather than just pretending to do it.
All right, let's
John Anthony is a perfect example of a pretender.
All right, we got caught. So thank you, Godin. Appreciate you coming on, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you
for having me on.
All right, take care, dude. All right, let's bring on the next person who says that they have something besides John that they want to demand, named Valerie Thong. Wait, no, that's Fury Notes. Valerie Thong.
Is this an actual girl?
I don't know. Hello?
We're going to find out in a second based on the voice.
You have to speak in 30 seconds or we're going to drop you. We can't hear you. Hello?
Dude, be careful of the dick showing.
I'm good. I got my hand hovering. But this person has been writing in the private chat, so I think we're good. But yeah, you have 15 seconds to speak or we're bringing on the next person.
We hear you breathing.
9,
we hear you breathing, bro.
7, 6, 5.
The dick's gonna come up. I'm telling you right
3,
now. The dick's gonna come up.
1. Okay.
Cover your eyes. Okay.
All right, Valerie, you have to message me when you have your shit working, and we'll bring you on after the next person. Okay. Wrapped in black. Hello.
Yo.
What's up?
What's up? All right. Let me get to the point since there's so many people here. So I kind of have an issue with your definition of game, Kevin. Okay. For starters, what is the difference between assertiveness and masculinity?
Assertiveness is going for what you want. Masculinity is more so manliness, looking like a man, acting like a man. So it's entirely possible to have that. So for example, you can be a guy that like goes to the gym, has like a nice beard, has nice presence and stuff, but they don't actually have the balls that go to a cold approach. I'm sure you guys, tons of people like that, like guys in high school, for example, or let's say like the star quarterback of whoever. It doesn't even fucking matter, right? There's a lot of guys who fit all of those things, but are terrified to cold approach. There's a bunch of Chads that fit the whole thing of being good looking, masculine, entertaining, but they can't pull the trigger. So that's where the assertiveness comes in.
So assertiveness is just what you define assertiveness in this context is just pulling the trigger. That's what you're defining. While masculinity, that's what
assertiveness is
Okay,
I'm pretty sure the
'cause-
dictionary definition is pretty similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess to me, I would imagine masculinity is assertiveness is part of a masculinity. Like I can't imagine I can't see someone being masculine not being assertive. Like I feel like that's
Could you see somebody being masculine but not entertaining?
entertaining. I mean, yeah,
So all these things are kind of tied together in some way or another. You could
yeah,
also make the argument that somebody's not masculine if they like look like a fucking, I don't know, like a train ran over their face or something, and they just look, or if they have like very, they're like a pretty boy or something, right? Maybe you could say that too. So all the things are somewhat tied together. I'm not acting like the game acronym is like completely perfect. Somebody commented the other day, said, what is it? Instead of saying entertaining, he thought that it might have been better if it was like, what was the word? I forgot, but it was a good point. I like to use it more as a way to be like, okay, well, obviously one of the big problems with the PUA community, the red pill community, is a lot of times they didn't acknowledge that looks mattered. And because of that,
yeah,
the black pillars would throw the baby out with the bathwater and be like, oh, this whole game stuff is stupid. And it's like, no, absolutely not. So instead, that was kind of my attempt to try to say, okay, well, looks is part of game, right? So that's why I'm not acting like it's a perfect acronym, but I think in general, if you're struggling with something and you sort of look at GAME, good looking, assertive, masculine, entertaining, and you're missing on one of those and struggling with girls, usually if you bring that one up, then you'll do better. At the same time too, if you're an outlier for some of them, so let's say for example that you are not very good looking, not very assertive, not very masculine, but you are extremely entertaining to the point where you're basically like a celebrity, where you are a celebrity. Celebrities who are extremely entertaining get laid all the time, even if they might look like Danny DeVito, right? So sometimes you can be such an outlier in one of them that it makes up for the rest.
yeah. Okay. I can see where you're coming from. I would add, and this is something that I think is even slightly more important than at least the good looks and somewhat entertainment, would be pre-selection and social proof. I feel like that is actually a very important one. In fact, I mean, let's take Rollo Tomasi. Like Rollo Tomasi does not have any of those four qualities, but I guarantee the reason why he got laid was because him being a rock star gave him pre-selection and social proof. So that itself, literally. So that's what I'm saying. Like
that's assuming a lot that he actually did get laid, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, bruh, like I have friends who are like musicians, and like it's just for them playing the band helps them. Like you can just find a DTF girl and then make it.
I totally understand, but also he even said that he only banged 40 girls, and 40 girls as a rock star. That's like.
Let me jump in, because so far all I'm hearing is things you guys agree on. Is there any disagreement that you guys have?
I mean,
well, he just had one, like the pre-selection, and I mean that's a good point. Like I said, the game acronym isn't perfect, but it's more like what is in your specific control, what is in your control in terms of like you as a person, right? Your character. So pre-selection, that's more kind of a sort of like an outer game type of thing, which I still do think is important to learn and be able to do. And your ability to set up something like that, where pre-selection, when you have a lot of girls into you, right? Not a lot of girls into you, or obviously that's ideal, but you could also just have a lot of girls around you. Yeah. Well, that is your ability to get that is going to be contingent on your ability to be entertaining, assertive, masculine, right? To be able to set that up in the first place. So I do think the most predictive for you, if we're trying to act like Rollo, the most predictive framework for your game is literally those things to bring it back to you, because your ability to make those things happen with the aforementioned character traits is going to be the best predictor.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think when I hear entertaining, I guess, for example, Rollo, you can say the entertainment was the music, or any like rock star, you can say that's entertainment. But I guess when we hear entertaining the PUA community, it's in terms of like, cocky funny or charisma or something like that. So that's why I think it's a little bit, I would prefer to just say like pre-selection and social proof, because like I know a lot of guys who are quote unquote entertaining, but don't get, any of, pussy, if you will. Meanwhile, I know guys who just have, again, the social proof of pre-selection, and they are getting, something because of that. So that's
but the guys
why.
who are but the guys who are entertaining. So again, I use that framework as a way to try to help, because I'm a coach, right? I try to use that as a way to help guys out in terms of like, okay, well, what am I struggling with? What do I need to bring up? You know what I mean? And so with pre-selection, it's like, yeah, if you're just kind of lucky and like you just grew up with a bunch of hot girls who became your friends and you go out with them at night, then naturally you're going to give that perception off of having that high status, right? But unless you already have that pre-selection, like what is more so sort of the character traits that you need to work on in order for you to be the type of guy to set up that sort of situation? You know what I mean? So again, my main focus on my channel at the end of the day is self-improvement. And self-improvement, again, that's why all of it ties back to the self, because I think that's the best predictor. And it's funny, I'm sure some people will probably be like, Kevin, you're definitely a dating coach for all these different reasons. I'm a self-improvement coach first and foremost, and dating is an aspect of that. Right? You're not going to be able to have a good life. So somebody who is fully self-improved, right? Is good looking, assertive, masculine, entertaining. They're not going to be struggling with girls.
Let me jump in real quick. The audience is getting quite bored of this discussion.
Okay, I was actually about to debate. Now that you said
okay. Let's get into it.
Sorry. You saying you're not a dating coach. Now I find that weird after saying that you teach your clients game, because that's essentially you are teaching them. Like, if you're teaching them game, that's dating.
Well, it's the way that I'm framing it, and more specifically, if it's one aspect that I'm doing. So why am I a dating coach and why am I not a fitness coach?
I mean, you literally just said, if you said earlier that if you're telling your clients that if you don't have these qualities, it's the problem with your dating. I mean, they have a problem with their dating life, right? So if you're giving advice for those qualities, that's helping them with dating. So therefore, that is basically like you're basically a dating coach.
I also give advice on fitness and philosophy with stuff that has nothing to do with dating. If you saw, like, I did a whole entire stream about Nietzsche and I didn't bring up women once. So why am I a dating coach then and not a philosophy coach and not a fitness coach? Why specifically dating coach? Why not those other things?
I mean, I said it like, what's making you a dating coach is because people are not going for you for philosophy, nor are they going for you.
How do you know
maybe
that?
Fitness. I mean, you don't really advertise.
Hold on. How do you know that?
Because you don't really advertise that.
Well, are you joking?
I mean, you talk about philosophy, but you don't say, hey, by the way, if you want to know new philosophy, buy this product. In fact, you have a book that's saying how to make dating easy. So your marketing is for dating.
Yeah, no, hold on. And the entire reason that I say I want to make dating easy is so that you can actually focus on the things that matter in life. So here's the thing. Have you heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the goal of life is self-actualization at the top, but you're not getting your physiological and emotional needs met, I can't be talking about this if the vast majority of guys aren't even getting past this point. So regardless of whether I want to actually give them dating advice or not, if I don't help them with that, they can't actually focus on the stuff that matters. Because here's the thing, as I'm sure everybody would probably agree, if you get no pussy at all and you really want pussy, that's the only thing you're ever going to be thinking about. Similarly, if you have no food, all you're ever going to be thinking about is food. So inevitably, with me focusing on self-improvement, so many guys get stuck at this level that I have to meet them there. But does that mean that I think that this is the most important part? Absolutely not.
I've been asked that if you think it was the most important part. I'm just saying that you giving dating
wait. If it was the most important part, then I should be a dating coach then. So that's why I asked you, why am I a dating coach and why am I not a fitness coach or a philosophy coach or a self-improvement coach? I call myself a self-improvement coach because I cover all of those things. I don't call myself a dating coach because that's too reductionist of a way of looking at it. Because if I call myself a dating coach, the implication is I think that you with your dating life is the number one thing that you should focus on. I fundamentally reject that. I'm very clear about that on my channel. It's just that so many guys, their dating lives are non-existent. That's all they can focus on. Similar to a starving man, he can only focus on food. So I ask you, why do you think that I should call myself a dating coach? And why shouldn't I call myself a fitness coach? Why not a self-improvement coach? Go ahead.
I mean, again, your main focus right now is giving dating advice. So right now you're a
No.
dating coach. I mean, this
No.
is like Fresh
That's
and Fit
absurd.
saying that it's like Fresh and Fit saying we're not dating coach, we're self-improvement coaches. That's basically the same argument when literally the bulk of their stuff they market as dating. Now, maybe Myron can make the argument, well, I really do want to teach fitness, but these guys just struggle
Why
with
aren't they
dating life.
finance coaches? Hold on. Why aren't they finance coaches? They cover that a lot on their channel. Why aren't they finance coaches?
I don't know. They never call themselves financial coaches, but we
Yeah.
all know they're
Well,
from
hold on.
dating.
Why do they not call themselves finance coaches?
I don't know. I don't.
Because it is just one aspect of what they cover. I can't believe I'm coming to Fresh and Fit's defense right now. So similarly, the same exact way that Fresh and Fit doesn't call themselves finance coaches, although they cover personal finance all the time, it's because it's just one aspect of a lot of the different things that they talk about. Similar to me, dating is one aspect of a bunch of different things that I talk about. The reason that you and a bunch of other people say, "Oh, Kevin's a dating coach," is because you're telling more about yourself than you are of me. You think that dating is more important than these other things. Hold on. You think that dating is more important than these other things. So you end up labeling me as a dating coach, as opposed to somebody like me, who I think self-improvement is more important than anything. And so does the majority of my audience. I call myself a self-improvement coach because of that.
Don't worry. Look, the reason why I call you a dating coach is you're selling dating stuff and you're helping men with their dating life. That's what makes you dating coach. Now, obviously you want to help men with more areas. That's fine. But at the end of the day, if you're specifically helping with dating advice at that moment right now, you're a dating coach, or at least you have the credential, or you basically
tell me what exactly when it comes to the dating stuff that I'm specifically with the dating advice. Go.
I mean, for starters, you have that book that's supposed to give people advice in terms of dating. I mean,
Which
you have
one?
this whole game thing. That book,
Hold on.
you just
Which one?
release it.
Which one?
You release a book, like the book that literally says, what was it, about matches or something.
Maximize your matches.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read it?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're saying what you're saying right now. If you actually read it, the main emphasis of what I talk about there is fitness, because that's the number one thing. I think looks matter far and away, and with in terms of dating, but then also just in your life in general. Fitness helps with all aspects of your life, dating included, and it's something that people don't do. But the main message that I have in that book is to focus on your fitness and don't be fat.
Don't be fat. That's hilarious. I mean, you're going from a different approach. I appreciate that. Like, you're going from the whole looks approach, different from almost similar to wheat waffles. No, okay, I can't say it's similar to wheat waffles because wheat waffles is more toxic. But it's like you're coming from that angle. So that's either way. It's
one of the angles. That's one of the angles. My biggest angle, the thing that I care the most about, is self-improvement, self-development.
Yeah,
a man who has self-improvement and self-development is fully maxed out in those things and makes that his life's mission and accomplishes it, will have no struggles at all with women. I could give a fuck if somebody has a lay count of 10,000 or a lay count of 2. What I care about is that person happy with his life? Is that person satisfied? Does he think that he accomplished that because he is an actual capable person? That's the number one thing that I care about. So I have clients, dude. If I was a dating coach, how do you explain the fact that I don't know, maybe 20, 30% of my clients are in a committed monogamous relationship? Why would they stay with me and have me be their coach when I'm not even giving them dating advice?
I mean, that's because
dating is one aspect that I cover of all self-improvement. You'd have a point if every single one of my clients was there for dating advice, and that's it.
Let's do 5 minute before whatever ending warning or something like that.
I mean,
So
look, to me, this is kind of similar to what RSD is doing right now with the whole self-improvement, where like, yeah, they like, I mean, you can make an argument, even Tyler, when he got into like RSD and probably like the later on with the woo-woo stuff, that they wanted to do self-improvement, but they know that to get the, what was it, the whole medicine to candy, they have to put game in it. So in theory, in that level, they are still technically a dating coach. But I get it. Obviously, you don't want to be just stereotyped as a dating coach. And you definitely talk about other things beyond dating.
The vast majority of guys do self-improvement for women.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not something that I like. It's not something I say with glee. That's not why I do self-improvement. It is what I did originally when I was struggling with women. But then once I had that area of my life handled, I started to focus on self-improvement because I think that is why most people are put on this earth. This is where the philosophy comes in. Whoops, somebody just popped up on my screen. This is where the philosophy comes in. Aristotle believed that a man's purpose in life is to be aligned with certain moral virtues, right? He's known for virtue ethics along with his rationality. And I believe that, I'm not saying I 100% believe that, but I think that he's on to something there, right? And if as a result of that, you end up having a better dating life, then that's great. Of course, whoever is the most self-improved person deserves to get the most girls. And that's something that I fully believe. Because I think women, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, but the last guy did, you're not going to be able to act like Mr. Tough Alpha Man around women and be able to trick them. You're just not.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on that.
And so everything comes back down to self-improvement, but it's not just that. It's not just your dating life. It's also, your business life, your ability to sell a product, your ability to influence people, your ability to be likable with people's parents and whatnot. People say that I don't have infield and stuff, which is hilarious because I haven't posted all over my channel. And I in my new course, I have me doing over 50 cold approaches. But my what is it? But I literally have infield footage of me going on an instant date with a girl and her mom at the same time. A guy with game that isn't actually like a respectable person, you wouldn't be able to fucking pull that off.
Did you bang the daughter or the mom or both?
Both at the same time, and I even made them bang each other. That's how much of a Chad I am.
Don't worry, I'm done. I mean, I just think, I appreciate what you're doing, Kevin, because I respect what you're doing, and I just think that you're being a little bit dishonest by not. On theory, technically, yes, you can say you're not a dating coach, but you are. People give you are putting yourself as an authority source for dating advice. So if you are putting yourself as a dating source for that, you could that fits in the framework as a dating coach. Even though
but here's the thing though. With that logic, you should say that Dick's Sporting Goods is a gun store.
I honestly don't even get that.
Because he's saying because Dick's has a gun section, but mainly they sell sporting goods. I think that's.
They sell a bunch of different things, but you could eat with your logic. Dick's would have to call themselves a gun store too, because that's just one thing that they do. It just happens to be the one thing that you like.
That depends. Is it the big thing that they're advertising? Because if it's the big thing that they're advertising, because they know they're trying to get customers with that, then
they advertise sporting goods as a whole. And included in sporting goods is guns. Same thing with me. Right. I advertise self-improvement as a whole. Included in self-improvement is improving your dating life.
Yeah, but the main thing is right now is the dating life, because like you said, the hierarchy of needs, you need to get the dating life first. So therefore, dating is more of right now the big focus. So,
no, not necessarily. You don't necessarily need to have a dating life to have self-improvement. It's just that for the vast majority of guys, they do need that. So here's a perfect example. Somebody who has very deep religious convictions, people who I have coached, by the way, that are fine with being virgins till marriage, because they don't derive they actually genuinely their highest value is God, and they truly believe in that to the point where they don't have an ego tied up in how good they do with women. They just don't care. It's just that the vast majority of guys, especially when we're living in the time that we're living in, where religion isn't very popular, that's not necessarily the case. You have to meet guys with where they're at. Right?
Yeah,
we're gonna just agree. We'll just agree to disagree since there's so many people.
Let's do closing statements.
I'm done. I'll let the next person go. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on this, to be honest.
Cool. Okay. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. Everyone in the chat is digging your voice, so keep
Thank you.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you should do you should be on the radio or something, bro. Or do voiceovers for YouTube videos?
I use this for it's for my OnlyFans. Every girl, I get
right on, bro.
Dirty talk,
All right, dude. Have a good one.
I'm sure business is booming.
Peace,
take care, buddy.
Later, bro.
Okay. All right, let's bring.
Yo, can I piss really quickly before we bring the next person on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. I'll be right back. Damn, there's a lot of people in line. This is so funny.
No, that's why I'm trying to.
This is like a fucking gauntlet.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, go piss quick.
Back.
We got a few people. Yeah. All right. Next one should be interesting. Let's bring on.
No, it needs.
Let's
Yo, is your audio working?
address one of those real quick here first, Steamboats. I heard Rolo had an opportunity to confront Alex from playing with fire in Miami, but he chickened out. No one ever contacted me about that. And
Right, over what?
Full stop.
What would you?
Thank you.
Did he hit on your daughter too? What?
Me about anything like that. No one said jack shit. So there. End of rumor.
What did Alex do? Does he not like your football? Doesn't like the 49ers?
No.
He
Alex,
hates Ibanez? I hate Ibanez. We can have beef.
Alex is an employee of Anthony Johnson, essentially. And he's
Oh,
been
man.
working with him.
What are you going to confront him about? Hey, your boss sucks dick. He's like, probably.
And I thought what was funny is like Kevin went on his show and just basically confronted him and said, hey,
Can
well,
you
what about
explain
this?
what is
I mean,
happening?
these guys, seriously, they're functionally autistic. If you go and you look at seriously, with the vocal tics and even the facial tics and everything else that goes along with functional autism, look at John
you have to
Anthony.
explain what the fuck you're playing.
Look at Alex from Playing with Fire.
This is hilarious.
Kind of I don't know, window licker,
I actually wanna listen to this.
ed look to these
Yeah,
guys in the
I'm
first
curious.
round. Second of all, it's like you're building your brand off of talking shit about me. What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing. Are you making inroads? Are you going to Uganda? Are you going to Kenya?
Very feminine.
What are you doing?
What the fuck?
He's just playing a recording.
Presence in their life.
I think this
Yeah,
is his
exactly.
way
That's
of
all-
trying
Well,
to debunk
I'm
us.
just gonna mute him
apparently.
for a second. Valerie Thong, you can play this whole recording. You have to give the context first. I'll let you play the whole recording if you actually speak up and explain to us what the context is and why you're playing this recording, and I'll let you play the whole thing from start to finish. That sound like
No, Valerie, send that to me. I'm
Oh,
not
he-
aware of that clip.
Oh,
I think that's hilarious.
he jumped off.
Oh.
Okay, so his whole plan was to play a recording of
Well, let's address Rolo's
of-
arguments
of-
there.
of
His whole
Rolo
thing is like, oh, are you
talking about
going and saving kids in Uganda and all that? Are you doing that, Rolo? So you're holding us to a different standard than you hold to yourself. Okay, cool.
I was just so confused. This is publicly available information, dude. If you send it to me, I'll do a response video too. And you think I'm scared of some Rolo recording? You think I give a fuck?
No, well, dude, hold on. What is it? He also said that he wasn't aware of a debate proposed or whatever. It's just a blatant lie. Of course, he's aware of it.
Yeah, that was interesting. Okay,
This is hilarious.
cool plan. It would have been nice if he had some balls and he actually explained. Dude, if he wants to expose me, that's fine. I like a good exposing, but you have to explain.
Let's bring on Mateo since he has his camera on.
Okay, let's bring him on. Oh, I promised Furry Notes he was going to be next, but okay, let's bring on Mateo real quick and see how it's quick, and then we'll do Furry Notes.
I've already talked to Fury Notes a bunch of different times. So
What was it? A
he
good
just
one?
doesn't like me, which is fine.
Is it
He
juicy
fucking
though?
hates me. It's hilarious.
When you juicy.
Yeah, it'll definitely be juicy because
Okay,
he doesn't like me, but he claims that he's neutral about me. It's just
okay.
hilarious.
Let's bring on Mateo real quick, and then we'll do Fury Notes, and then we'll do a few of the other people. Okay. Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
can you
Mateo.
hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I just have two things. Last night, I called Kevin annoying as fuck. And I just wanted to come on so I'm not being an internet troll. And I have to say I respect Kevin and smart dude. But my point is he's pretty logical, factual based, and very intellectual, kind of like me. But I think part of it is I come on there just to kind of have fun and hang out, and then he gets really logical, which is fine. It's just almost like listening to Ben Shapiro give out dating advice. So, but I'm just kind of joking. I'm not being serious. So that's kind of the vibe I get. So I'll be sitting there just hanging out, listening to guys, joke around or whatever, and then Kevin comes in, and I'm like, it's like listening to Ben Shapiro. I don't know. So I guess
and
that's
I just ruin it with my nerd talk.
Yeah,
even Alex says that sometimes. I'll start talking about something philosophy, and then almost every time Alex is like, "Oh, here we go." I get it, dude. Look, I understand that me talking about those things is not for everybody, and hopefully that's why I try to have some entertaining things that aren't that sometimes I just oh well, I'm probably gonna do an
real
educated
hobby
impression
like Game
video
of Thrones.
soon. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why don't you get a real hobby like Game of Thrones so we can have something in common?
I like Game of Thrones, bro. I haven't read the books, which probably doesn't mean I actually really like it, but I like the show up until season 7.
Who's Rhaegar
But,
Targaryen?
Rhaegar
I just
Targaryen is
wanted
Daenerys Targaryen's older brother who was killed by Robert Baratheon in the battle of
Okay.
in the last battle before. I know my shit, bro. I know my shit.
Okay.
I know Game of Thrones.
Okay. Okay. Who's John Cunnington? That's a much harder one.
Nah, I don't fucking know. I
Ah,
don't.
there we go.
Like I said, I'm not a super fan, but I know enough.
Okay. All right, keep going. Sorry, Mateo.
Yeah, that's the only comment I had. I just didn't want to be making a smart ass comment and not actually come on. And then he started talking about fighting me, and he's like, "I'm not gonna fight some random ass guy." And he said, "Come on and debate." The other thing I think maybe is a little more interesting is I was thinking about whether John or Kevin would win in a fight. I think John's talked about doing like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu and maybe like kickboxing and stuff. And I just wondered Kevin's thoughts on that. So do you think you'd actually be able to take him if he actually does all these martial arts? 6'2", 200 something pounds. I don't know your size.
I'm 6'2", 200 something pounds.
Oh,
And
okay.
I can bench 315 pounds for reps, deadlift 500 pounds for reps, squat 400 something pounds for reps, and I have boxed before in the past, so I'm pretty confident. And regardless, look, let's put all that aside. Let's just say John could beat the fuck out of me, right? What does that even prove? Other than like, oh, macho this. Like, you know, I think the best way, actually, especially if our entire thing is teaching men to be men or whatever, if we're both trying to teach men how to be good combat sport athletes, that's one thing. We're not doing that, right? What we're doing is to help men become better men that will be attractive to women. And a good way to do that is to make sure, like I said, for me, I think the guy that does the best with women, I think frame is the number one thing, right? If you are a dominant guy, confident, you look the part, all those things, you're going to do great. And if you are not those things and you pretend to do that, women will see right through it and you'll do terrible. And so the best way to determine, I think, there's two different ways to determine who has better game between me and John. One, we meet up in person to try to see who has better game, which is something I offered to do, and says a lot that he doesn't want to do that. Or two, we have a debate and we actually talk these things out. See, here's the thing. It's like so many of these guys, Donovan Sharp's a perfect example, right? He gained so much respect from me when he actually ended up accepting my debate request. I still think he's a misogynist. I still think he's a goofball, but I don't think I think way better of him than I used to. And honestly, my audience does too, and a lot of other people do too, just because he's willing to, debate his ideas, right? But other people, when you start running away from conflict, when you start running away from people challenging your ideas, especially if you consider yourself to be this, super masculine guy that's very critical of other people, when somebody says, "Hey, I'm critical of you, let's have a discussion," you run away, you lose respect not only from myself, but you lose respect from other people too. And that's that type of guy. Ain't no way he pulls bitches, man. He doesn't.
Yeah, definitely. That's all I had to say. Just some comments.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming on.
But I
Appreciate
think
you coming on, man.
But not to be disrespectful, I think you're a cool dude, and you have a good mix of funny and logical. I was just being a smart ass last night, and I didn't want to be.
No, it's okay, dude. I don't even look as many haters as I have. I don't even remember specific ones, so it's okay. Yeah. But I appreciate you being a man and going on camera and saying that. It says a lot about your character, man. And that's the type of stuff that I want to help guys with, is to be men of high character, right? And clearly you're one of them. So that's fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Have a nice one.
Take care, dude.
You too, man.
All right, that was short and sweet. Let's bring on Furry Notes. I want to see this. We need to get some excitement here. What's up, Furry Notes?
Hello. Yes. I had to compromise because I can't get my webcam working because I'm using
that's fine.
GoPro here, or whatever. So I compromised using a recent picture of myself.
That's okay,
now for a project or something like that.
Have you been on camera before in one of these streams?
No, never. This is the first time.
Well, hey, man, props to you for showing your face. I gained some respect for you just doing that. So,
well, yeah, I just want to show respect because
you kind of look like Coach Whitepill on TRT.
Coach Whitepill.
No, an enhanced Coach Whitepill.
That's
better Coach Whitepill.
Coach Whitepill, if you took
it's a compliment.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean,
or maybe Rich Cooper without the beard.
Rich Cooper. All right. Okay.
And younger.
Oh, that's nice. All right. How do you think I am?
I don't know, 30.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not get into. Let's not
That's-
start
that's
flirting
correct.
with each other.
That's-
Let's get
That's
into the
so
debate.
correct. I'm 29, almost 30, about a month from now. So you're right.
I guess I'm good at guessing age. I don't know.
That's solid. All right.
All right, so
Okay.
you're good off.
I never actually stand in counter. So all right. So what's interesting that I thought about it a little bit. Well, I wanted to compare briefly on John Anthony and Wheat Waffles on like the charts, because I found it interesting that you liked Wheat Waffles charts. I know it seems kind of nitpicky, but and then you didn't like John Anthony's charts in one of your more recent streams. So
Are you talking about the SMV chart?
Yeah, the SMV. No,
that's
chart,
really the only chart that I'm pretty sure I've like promoted in any way on with Wee Waffles. So like in my debate with him, I actually brought that. I brought that up and said like, yeah, I think that's pretty good representation of what he's saying, because basically with the graph, it's like it says, you know, scale of 1 to 10 attractiveness, scale of 1 to 10 looks. And he basically has a line in the middle saying, okay, well, if you are this ugly or whatever, then you need to have like outrageous game to even have a chance, as opposed to if you're like a 9 out of 10, then you barely need any game at all, right? Again, I define game differently now than everybody else, but from the traditional, you know, PUA sense of the word, he was basically saying the more attractive you are, the less game that you need. And I think in general, I agree with that statement.
Right. But what's interesting, I think in one of your more recent streams, correct me if I'm wrong, had you said John Anthony's charts are useless, bonk. Or no, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you said it's just geeky and stupid.
Well, I think if you have like a script, because if you have a script that says like, oh, if she says this, say this, and then, you know, this little dialogue tree, if she says this and this, and it's like, look, if you use that as like a general framework, I mean, maybe, but even so, man, when you're having conversations with people, it's just not, it's not effective. Now, if it was like a thing of like openers, then maybe that's something there. I think to have sort of like this logical tree of like, oh, if she says this, you say that, it appeals to the logical mind of his customer base, which is, you know, more going to be guys who are naturally more logical. They're like, oh, this is the system. I just plug and play, right? But in reality, that's just human communication is so complicated that you can't reduce it down to just like a chart. And that's what I'm saying there.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'll move on to my next point then. My next subject matter. The vegan gains and Wheat Waffles thing. What do you think about that? And you said he was debating in bad faith to Wheat Waffles. I actually have a different opinion on that. I actually think that with Wheat Waffles came in with like 100 charts, not actually like reviewing Vegan Gains previous stuff, which Vegan Gains did review Wheat Waffles previous stuff. So I wondered what your thoughts on that.
The issue is that was so long ago. Honestly, man, I don't even remember that much. I just remember that Vegan Gains was being extremely rude and weird. But I'm pretty sure that debate was like over a year ago. It had to have been, because it was after.
It's roughly around August, maybe September.
I think it was later than that, man. Because I debated Wheat Waffles. I debated Wheat Waffles when I was in lockdown in Vietnam, and that would have been either August.
Yeah, August.
Either August or September.
That's right.
And I remember that the Vegan Gains thing happened before that, because I remember I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe it was in July.
I was like, oh,
I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So it was a while ago, and I don't really remember, to be honest, man.
Well,
otherwise, I would address.
Right. So you're saying he argued in bad faith, right?
Dude, I don't remember, man. I mean, maybe I did. It sounds like Vegan Gains. Vegan Gains. I don't think he's known for being a good faith debater. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, okay. So would you ever debate Vegan Gains knowing that?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Dude, I would debate anybody, man, even if they are bad faith. Because if you know how to debate, if you understand rhetoric and your experience with this stuff, a bad faith debater, they're annoying to deal with. But if you can point out their bad faith tactics, then it makes them look bad. So if anything, they're easier to debate. So that's why using bad faith tactics in general isn't a good idea, because if your opponent is skilled in debate and has a lot of experience with it, such as myself or Alex, then will rightfully point that out, and then that other person just looks like a big dummy. I mean, Alex has done that plenty of times, especially with his SJW, the SJWs he debates. I don't know if you necessarily use the term bad faith, but there's
Can you give a rough idea of what exactly you disagree with Kevin on?
With like the with what exactly? Well, I just want to there's the other parts like the superhero thing, which I'm still working on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should have a debate about that because I already agree with you and a few others. I'm going to do a dedicated stream on that.
But what's
what's
the disagreement? Like, can you sum up your disagreement?
Well, I'm just trying to like prove him. So I'm going through my thoughts, and it seems to be quite well actually.
Who are you trying to prove?
I'm trying to see if he's like being, what's the word? Contradicting in some way. And he seems to be doing it quite well, I think.
Can you like try to get to the conclusion a bit faster though? Because the audience is like getting a bit bored.
Look. I'm trying to see if Kevin Wilder is just contradicting himself.
Okay, just try to do it in a rather quick manner.
All right, so and he seems to be doing quite well. He seems to be he's doing giving some fair from what I have. I don't have a lot here. I have one more thing after this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so okay, so another thing which is interesting, I've noticed that you did a approach anxiety video, and what's interesting to me is that John Anthony did approach anxiety course, right? So is that coincidental?
I didn't even know he did approach anxiety course.
Okay, so it's completely coincidental. So my thinking was correct. So I just found that interesting. My next thing though is like, well, I actually tested like approach anxiety. This will go back to the wheat waffles thing briefly, then I'm done. All right, so I tested like the $27 thing for what's his name?
John Anthony.
Yeah, thank you. But what's interesting, he seems to add more to the value I pay for $27. It's which is kind of interesting to me. Another thing, though, I just doing this testing now, which I mean, with wheat waffles, a lot of people do test his paid him to rate their faces, which seems to be fairly popular, which I find interesting. So that's all I have for now. I mean, I don't want to get into the superhero thing because I know it just take way too long. So that's about it.
Yeah, I'll do a separate debate for that, and I'll make an announcement. I'm sure we'll have a discussion. It'll probably be sometime in August, but yeah, I'll have that on my channel for sure.
All right, cool. Thank you for your notes. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
I could not understand a word that guy was saying. Okay, let's bring on.
Well, he's been on my channel a few times. I shout out to him for showing his face. I know it takes a lot of courage for a lot of guys to do that, and it says a lot more than
it does. I
just
couldn't understand. I just didn't know what he was talking about the whole time. Okay, let's bring on the next person. I do want to make this keep this fun. Okay, hello, Steph.
Oh,
Steph Curry.
I'm here, Steph Curry. Yeah, Steph Curry with the shot. It's my first shot. It's my first shot. First off, I have to say
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm really. No, sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. First thing I have to say, English is not my native language. So if I think about certain things, like certain sentences, a bit longer, excuse me that, please.
No worries, man. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah. Second thing. Yeah, it's my first time debating people on the internet. So I'm here in the dating space. It's kind of a controversial space. So I'm not very comfortable showing my face.
That's okay.
That's okay, man. It's okay, man. So
show my face, like sit with you, like.
That's okay, dude. Don't worry.
No worries. It's okay. So what did you like to debate about?
I just want to know, like, you say you're a personal development coach, you coach dating, you coach fitness. What are your credentials coaching? What is your education? What did you do before to be able to coach that? Like,
let me ask you this: what are acceptable credentials for somebody teaching self-improvement in your mind?
For teaching self-improvement,
That's what my whole channel is. Yeah. So
I think
what are
self-improvement
acceptable
is a
credentials for you
strange-
for
is a
something like
strange
self
thing
improvement?
to coach, because you need to, what does self-improvement mean? Like, does it mean financial improvement? Then are you successful with your finances? Does it mean fitness? Are you a fitness model, a guy who's like has an
I was a
amazing
fitness
physique?
model, yeah. But yeah, I was a
Okay,
fitness model and a personal
fair,
trainer
that's fair. I
certified
don't know
in
everything
personal
about you,
training and
so
nutrition. But
yeah,
that's not what makes somebody relevant or acceptable, I guess I should say, when it comes to the realm of self-improvement. See, this is something, I know you said this is your first debate, but you're doing an argument from authority right now, basically just saying, oh, well, if you don't have these certain credentials that some other person that decided
maybe
as
the
something as
credentials.
abstract such as self-improvement, that means that
What
why
do
should
you
we
mean?
trust
No,
them,
I don't
right? So
mean
that's why I'm asking
credentials.
you, what would it take for what in your mind makes somebody relevant or have credentials in the realm of self-improvement? Is it writing a book? Is it having a PhD in something? Like, what is it?
In self-improvement, like I said, it's a strange thing to coach. I would say, like, people like,
how is it a strange thing to coach? I would argue it's
not,
the
not
most important
specific
thing
to
for people
coach.
to do.
What you want, what's your expertise in that? Like, first off, what are you coaching exactly? You say self-improvement. Does it mean like financial improvement, dating improvement? You obviously say you do dating improvement, but it seems like you don't have, like, I don't know if credentials is the right word. Like I said, it's not my native language, but is like Alex or John Anthony or these guys, they have obviously showing the results. So I trust them in coaching, dating, and pickup.
I show results too. I show my fitness results. I show my testimonials. It's if you go to my wait list for the 30-day challenge that I'm doing, you'll be able to see that. I already had 100 different guys join the wait list.
Yeah, but
already
why
within
you
24 hours because
so why
they
do you
trust that I'm
concentrate
doing
on
that I'm legit with that.
why you don't concentrate on fitness? Because there you seem to have an expertise. Because fitness is,
so what's the reason that most guys get into fitness, right? What's the reason if somebody's really overweight, why do they want to lose weight?
Why they want to? Okay, you can do this like
it's a very
from
simple
a
question.
like evolutionary perspective. Everything we do is like about getting girls, but
no, I'm not necessarily, because people can do fitness for different reasons than that. But what's the reason anybody does anything in terms of any sort of self-improvement, fitness included? Like, what's the ultimate thing that they're trying to achieve?
It's different what they try to achieve. I think someone who wants to get fit, he has a certain pain and he wants to solve that pain.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So basically, they want to be happier. They want to live a more fulfilling life, right?
Yes, could be.
I mean, why else would you do anything?
Ego could be
the entire hold on. The entire point that you do anything in your life is you think that it's going to lead to more happiness and fulfillment. That's why you proactively go out of your way to do it. So, for example, you go through suffering temporarily to try to feel better.
Specific motivations about it. We have specific motivations about it. Because you could be, you could train for fitness to be a fitness model or to do bodybuilding. That will finally, ultimately, improve your like happiness. But the reason because you go into fitness is like you want to be a bodybuilder. What I'm saying is like, I don't like people this self-improvement stuff. What does it really mean? Like, what does the coaching mean? You can coach certain specific things like fitness, dating, if you're an expert in this, but it's hard to see how you be an expert in self-improvement.
So because you personally want to reduce me down to one certain thing so that you could understand it better, when other people in my audience don't want me to do that, and they actually like the fact that I cover everything as a whole, what it means to be a masculine man and to live a great life. And I'm trying actively on my journey, sharing the things that I'm doing to try to do that. So for example, my 30-day challenge that I'm packaging up as a course, the entire thing is you following my journey of my own 30-day challenge, and then you trying to do that as well. I'm not one of those types of people that just preaches at you and that's it. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk, because the people who just talk the talk, they fucking piss me off. So I actively try to use my YouTube channel, Kevin Ray Wilder. It's called Kevin Ray Wilder for a reason. It's me. You're following my journey and my discoveries, and I'm inviting people to join me on that journey.
Do you
And if
actually,
those people,
on your
hold on. And if those people want acknowledge or they like my perspective enough that they want to, ask for my time through coaching calls, through courses, in order for me to help them out because they like my perspective, that's what I offer.
Okay. I'm not really, I don't see every video of you. Do you actually give advice about fitness on your channel right now?
Yes, bro. Go to my.
It's just real. It's a question. I don't watch like.
This is the issue, dude. When you come on here, you have to understand. You're just attacking a straw man. That's the issue. Do I cover fitness on my channel? Are you kidding me?
I don't attack you on anything. I just want to know what are your credentials to coach a certain things. So you say me you have about fitness. You have videos about fitness right now in your channel. A lot.
Most of my videos on my channel up until like the last few years or so, almost all of them were fitness, and then it ended up being.
But now you do dating. Now you do.
I do everything. I do everything because it goes back to the whole point. What is the point? What is the reason? I'll tell you a little bit of my story. Maybe this will help you understand. The reason that I stopped only doing fitness exclusively is because a lot of guys would come to me thinking that fitness exclusively would help change their lives, when in reality, it was only part of the equation. And so for me, my entire point, the thing that I'm passionate about as a coach, is to help change guys' lives. I used to change women's lives too, because I train both men and women. Hold on. Let me talk to you. Come on.
You interrupted me too.
Let me.
So and have
well, the whole entire stream is about me, man. It's not about you. So when I talk, you listen, okay? Jeez.
Yeah, but you should listen to me too. If I ask you something, don't.
Yeah, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done. What I'm saying. If I am talking, you don't interrupt. That's all.
Okay, I'm
not saying I didn't finish my sentence and then you start going.
I might have to take a more active role in moderating because I've just been fucking with the chat. But okay, let's just do it one at a time, guys. Idea. So who was next? Kevin, were you next?
It's me. So let me just finish my story.
Go one at a time. Go
ahead. Let me finish my story.
Okay? I won't interrupt.
So the entire thing, I realized that if I'm just only helping them with fitness, and there's other aspects of their lives that actually they need to work on in addition to fitness, because fitness is still a part of it, I wanted to cover all of that. So for example, if some guy is just like miserable because, for example, he's like addicted to porn or something, right? So he has that, but then also fitness but then he's also fat, right? What am I supposed to do? Just like help him lose a bunch of weight and then just be like, oh, well, see ya, my work is done here.
You could.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to cover the entire thing as a whole. And so I started doing that.
But can I talk? Are you finished? Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Steph.
Yeah. But you can also recommend people who are experts in certain topics. Like if you want to teach someone about dating, you can, instead of saying, okay, I use my advice, which is not an expert advice, and you can recommend actual.
And so what makes an expert?
Alex,
that goes back.
Hang on, Kevin. Let's Steph finish. Let Steph finish, please.
Okay, fair.
You can, like, okay, you said you were like, I didn't know that you were a fitness model, but you have someone I heard about is Jay Vincent, which I really like on the space. Like if you were not like the fitness guy, you were just a self-improvement guy, you could actually, if I was doing that, like for example, I studied medicine, I'm a doctor. So I finished med school, so I can talk with people about having a healthy lifestyle, about depression, because that's what part of my studies were. But if someone wants to talk about fitness, I could do that. I know about nutrition. I know about how muscles grow, but there's actually experts who are better at me and who are actually guys who achieved something in that space and say, these are guys who can help you better than me. Instead of saying, look, I can do everything. I can do like, okay, I just have like a triple-digit late count, so I can like now I'm an expert in dating. Whereas I know there are some guys who are just really, really better than me and did this for like 10 or 15 years. Like I said, like Alex, John, or other guys. It would be not great to teach other guys dating. I'm sure I'm better in pickup and dating than the average guy, but they're actually experts who are better than me and know more and have
So
more.
so if I
experience.
referred somebody to another person who I thought had more expertise, would you concede the point that you just had there?
If you recommend someone,
Yeah, I do.
Sure,
When it comes to pickup stuff, I recommend A.G. Hayden.
you recommend, yes, but you
Yeah.
teach yourself. You say you're the dating coach. You have a book about dating. You have a book about.
Oh my
online
God,
dating.
dude, we literally just had this discussion before. Do I think myself
that's
as a
the
dating
point
coach?
I'm
Yes or
making.
no?
It's not what I want to discuss. It's just a
If somebody
point
wants
of
to
argument.
specifically focus, hold on.
It's
If
one of
somebody
my
wants to
arguments.
specifically focus on pickup rather than just having an overall approach, I refer them to Avery.
Yeah, but I don't see, like, you position yourself as a dating coach, as a certain coach in a space. You're actually
I don't
in
position
with
myself
three
as a dating
coaches
coach.
all
I
the time in
actively go
stream.
out of
Kevin,
my way to say that I'm not, because that is too reductionist of a way of looking at everything that I cover. We cover this again.
Kevin,
See,
let
look,
him finish. Let him finish.
exactly. We already covered this, bro.
Let's Steph finish.
You
his point.
should, but what you position yourself with 3 actual dating coaches in most of the streams, that implies you're one of them. You're on the level of these coaches.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Yeah, but again, I redefine game in a different position. So for you, you're operating
you're the
off of
level
the
of
assumption.
Alex
Hold on. You're operating off of
Hayden.
the assumption that pickup or something, for example, is like the superior way of dating. I don't believe that to be the case. But I do see the utility of some people needing to do pickup. But I think game in general. Let me ask you this, because you just keep attacking strawmans of me. What do I look at game as?
No.
Go ahead.
That's not a straw man. It's not a straw man.
No, it's a straw man because you're attacking a mischaracterization of what I am. So what do I believe in when it comes to game? Hold on. You're here to debate me because you have disagreements with me, so you should understand my positions. What is my position when it comes to game? I literally talked about it earlier in the stream. Go.
What's your position? It's at the question.
Yeah, I'm asking you because you keep attacking a straw man because you don't understand my positions. We literally talked about this earlier in the stream.
I wasn't like in the first 30 minutes of the stream. I'm just come in and just wanted to...
So why did you come in here to debate me if you don't even understand my positions? The entire point of the thing is to debate Kevin Ray Wilder, right? Yeah, so you don't even understand what I believe in. So what are we debating about? I
debate the issues I have with what I know. You can debunk my positions, and you can actually educate me on the...
Why would I have to educate you when we literally talked about this a little bit earlier? It was 2 calls ago. We covered the same exact thing.
What that you position yourself as a dating coach and you're not, and you...
Yes. Were you listening to that part?
No, I wasn't listening to that part.
Why not?
Because I wasn't there. I actually come to the stream.
So I have to go out of my way to re-explain to Kevin, you exactly what the entire audience already talked about before.
Give him like a 30-second cliff notes.
Okay, game. It's an acronym. G equals good looking, A equals assertive, M equals masculine, E equals entertaining. That is something, if you have all of those things, you are not going to be struggling in your dating life. Not only are you not going to be struggling in your dating life, you are not going to be struggling in any aspect of your life, because it's very hard to be all of those things. And usually if you're missing one of those things, then that's why the problems that you have in your life are the way they are. But assertive, you're not going to be taking action toward the things that you want. If you're not entertaining, people aren't going to pay attention to you because you're fucking boring. If you're not masculine, people aren't going to respect you. If you're not good looking, then a lot of girls aren't going to like you. So what I talk about on my channel, I use the acronym GAME to help with that.
Yes, you're all these things you teach, you say.
Yes.
You're all these things you teach.
Yes.
So you can teach dating?
Yeah, why not?
So you're dating.
Again, my entire point of dating is that whoever is the most dominant masculine man who really believes in himself and looks the part, he is going to do the best with girls, and he's going to have no problem.
That's but it's not point. The most efficient, effective way to get girls. Just be a dominant guy. If I wanted someone to,
that's exactly the point. Hold on, wait. That's exactly the point.
Let him finish.
Actually, be the total geek.
Finish his point. Go ahead, Steph.
You can actually be a total geek and just stay. I had times in my life where I was just at home working and doing nothing and meet no people at all. But through good strategy and online game, I did amazing with girls. I just meet them, like, I never left my building actually. So that doesn't mean, like, it doesn't mean that I'm not a like confident guy, but I'm not like the most dominant guy in a social situation. But because I have a better strategy, I'm sure there were other guys who are more dominant guy in social situations, but they haven't had the same success. Maybe they still had success, but they're not having the success I have, at least in numbers. So like it's a strategy game. So why does that mean that I get the best results? I want a coach want me to bring the best results. I don't want someone to just say like, oh, I'm just a confident. It's not something you can like quantify. What you teach, you cannot quantify. That's what I have.
The entire point.
Can I say?
Okay.
What's
the entire point? Hold on. The reason that I wanted to stop you at the beginning is because you just made my point. The entire point is I don't think of the most efficient ways to try to get laid. I'm actually against that, because the most efficient way to get laid is to lie to a girl at your own personal expense of your own self-image. Hold on, dude, come on. If I just let you talk drone on for a while, please let me speak. All right. Sure. That's not what I teach. And that's one of the reasons why that I am not a traditional dating coach, because you would agree a traditional dating coach, all they care about is just to try to get you laid. And that's it, right? That's their main concern. Is that their main concern?
No, I don't think so. I think like traditional dating coaches, like Alex, for example, is not about all getting laid. He has other strategy too. Like, yeah, it's a big point, and you need to get like a girlfriend or a rotation. You need to know how to get laid, but it's not all what dating coaches are teaching. And the dating coaches I watch, like Alex, John, I used to watch some of Vadim or so. These guys are actually teaching a lot of like stuff when it comes to relationships. It's not their main focus.
Then there'd be a relationship coach then. Dating is going out there and dating, and the way that you quantify it as a man is
can I finish my point? Like the relation, yeah, sure. A relationship coach is a different coach, yeah. But it's the game, learning game is the fundamentals for that. But also you said like it's all about efficiently getting notches.
And that's not what I teach. And that's why I'm not a dating coach.
But it's not what dating coaches teach either. Like they can say they give you the tools to learn the best way to teach, to know that they give you the tools to be the best way to get girls, to get them into.
You said John Anthony. Hold on. John Anthony used to have a company called Efficient Pickup. You're saying that they don't care about being efficient?
Efficient Pickup, who is that?
That was John Anthony's like old company. So you don't believe in that?
Sure.
You don't believe that dating coaches want to find an efficient, expedient path for you to get laid?
Yeah, sure.
That's not what I teach at all. I'm actually against that, because I think the most efficient, expedient path for you to get laid is to deceive and to try to have a fake persona. I actually teach the opposite, which is why I'm not as popular when it comes to that stuff. I say you should take the actual tougher path, because I believe game in the dating space is to be you trying to pretend to be an alpha male. I think what's better is for you to actually, hold on. I think what's better is for you to actually do the tough things necessary for you to become that type of man, so you don't have to pretend to be that type of man. And so you literally made my point right there, that dating coaches focus on efficiency of whatever it takes to just get laid, including lying to women, convincing them that you're a DJ when you're not.
Who says that? Who is the deceiving? Who's doing that? Who's doing it?
You don't know who does that? Come on, bro. Chat, who does that? Who says who says that they're a DJ?
Like, do you know the difference between white lies and, like, I think Alex covered it in one of his do you know the difference between white lies and saying like something like, oh, I'll be around in 5 minutes, and it's actually 20 minutes, but you say 5 minutes, and that's
a white lie. That's not deception. Active deception is you photoshopping. Hold on. Active deception is you photoshopping a picture of yourself into a crowd to make the girl think on online dating profiles that you're a famous DJ when you're not. Is that a white lie?
I mean, it's
come on, bro. Is that a white lie? Yes or no?
it's not a white lie, but I'm not saying I say I want to do everything.
That's a
like
very-
John Anthony, but here we're not debating John Anthony. And you
brought
said
him up.
dating coaches want to teach you how to deceive and lie. I'm not.
No,
I'm
I said
not
they want
debating John
not all of
Anthony.
them. I said they
But-
want you to be efficient, and different
Sure.
dating coaches are different. This is why I don't associate myself with John Anthony, but I associate myself with Alex, Avery, Austin, because with them they're more aligned with my sort of message of actually authentically being a genuinely high
they don't
quality
teach-
person.
They don't teach efficient way to get to know a woman. They don't
They do.
teach that efficiently. I want.
They
I
do,
want
but
to
they,
have
like
an
I said,
efficient way.
they do,
I
but
want
they
to have an efficient way. I
don't do
want
it
to
through
waste
dark
my
trade
time.
means like other people do. But the reason that they are dating coaches is because that is the types of stuff that they focus on.
Yeah, sure, but you want to learn how to efficiency is extremely important in life.
Yes, and if you want to go through to the efficient path, hold on. If you want to go through the efficient path of
Can I finish
picking
my
up, for
point?
example, if you want to
You're
go through
talking
the
over me,
efficient
but it's
path of
okay.
picking up, for example, hold on. If you want to go the efficient path of picking up, for example, I suggest Avery Hayden. I literally had him on my channel and I had him guiding me through pickup type stuff because that's an implication that I think that he is better at pickup, right? I don't focus on pickup. I think it's a good skill that people should be able to learn. I think it's a good skill to be able to learn the cold approach, right? But he focused on efficiency when it comes to pickup. I focus on overall self-development.
Yeah, but
I don't see why you have a problem with that.
I'm going to bring on my co-host.
Hello.
Hi,
This is
guys.
the first time you and I are having a
Hello.
conversation, Nadia. I never actually talked to you, I don't think.
You've never
Other
told
than in
me
comment
to
sections.
meet you. I came to bring the spice because I'm sorry it was getting.
I think it's actually already still pretty spicy.
Yeah, I think this is a good debate me and Steph are having. It's fun. It's fun telling him my beliefs when he's coming in here. The whole thing is about debating Kevin Ray Water. He doesn't even understand what I believe.
Let's limit the interrupting because when you guys both talk, no one can really hear anything.
I'm
So
gonna be the devil's advocate here.
I think this one is okay without devil's advocate. I think there's plenty of advocating
I'll
going
be the
on.
devil's
So
advocate here.
Well,
Sorry, really quickly, can I say something?
Let them two finish off, babe.
hold on. The reason that I have to interrupt is because if he just says something that's patently untrue, I need to stop him. So for example, when he said, "Oh, dating, it's all about efficiency and
You
stuff,"
do the same.
my
Like,
entire
you just
thing.
say
Hold on,
something-
dude, you're
Why don't
interrupting
you-
me again. You're interrupting me again.
Yeah, but you do the
let's
same.
do-
You
hang
cannot
on.
just expect
Wait,
like
hold-
to interrupt me and then.
Okay, hang on.
Get emotional,
Hang on,
guys.
hang on. Let's go one at a time. One at a time.
Turn.
Hang on.
I muted him. Hold on.
hang on.
So I will unmute you. I promise when it's your turn. Okay.
Okay,
So the
but what-
entire reason that I interrupted him earlier is because he had a claim about efficiency, and then everything that he said beyond that was just a waste of time.
I know,
Because
but
I
just
could have
what-
just
what-
nipped it in the bud right there and said that I don't advocate for the most efficient ways of dating.
I know.
I
but what-
actually advocate for the opposite.
Kevin, let him finish his arguments because he can do the same thing to you, and then we won't be able to understand anything because he can make the same claim to you. So just let him finish his arguments. If he's going on a tangent, I'll cut him off myself. Let me handle that. Just let him finish, and then he'll let you finish. I'm going to start enforcing this more. I was kind of doing a very hands-off thing, but it's becoming a little too contested, and the audience can't really hear. So let's go one at a time, guys. Go ahead.
First off, if someone tries to interrupt me all the time, I do the same. If someone let me speak, I won't interrupt him. But we cannot have someone just interrupting me all the time and me just being quiet. That's not a fair
Did
debate.
you?
I know.
Did you listen to the beginning of the video? I said that I am like a mirror, right? So if you start interrupting me, I'm going to start interrupting you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
doing.
again,
from
this
the start.
entire
Okay,
point,
hang on,
guys,
hang on,
dude,
hang on,
people
hang on.
aren't here for you.
Guys,
Steph. They
I'm
aren't here for
gonna
you.
mute-
They're here for me.
I'm gonna
Wait.
mute both. I'm gonna mute both of you guys. Okay.
Let's not explain each other
uh,
how they're mirrors.
Wait, hang on. I'm gonna mute. I muted both of you guys. Okay, so I two wrongs don't make a right. So let's just go one at a time. We're starting a fresh leaf. I don't care who interrupted who first or who's interrupting. I'm gonna have to be a lot more harsh on the interruption. So if someone starts interrupting, I'm gonna have to mute them. I don't want to have to do that. It's only fair. So let's just go one at a time. We'll let Kevin, I guess, go first, and then you respond, Steph.
Set the rules by line check.
One at a time. One at a time.
All right,
Okay.
we should have Steph go first. He was
Okay. Okay.
he's on the offensive in terms of making claims. I have to defend it. So
Okay. Steph, you go first.
No, we were talking about interruptions. So first off,
I know, but
I don't interrupt people.
Interruptions.
I don't interrupt people if they not interrupting me. But I will try to be patient now, and even if Kevin interrupts me, I will accept that and let him talk. And
Yeah, use that German discipline, bro.
Yeah. So I'm actually, I totally lost what we are talking about. So maybe you can remind me. Maybe you, Alex, or Nettie. No, Nettie wasn't there before, but maybe Kevin can remind me what we are talking about, because I completely lost what we were talking about right now.
The entire thing that you were talking about at the beginning is what are your credentials? So
No, I think
that's kind of the central point of the debate.
Sorry, I'm gonna Bailenchik.
No, well, let them talk.
No, because they were not talking about that. They were talking about something else.
Okay, give your quick input and then.
Yeah, what we were talking about, Ted.
We're talking about how dating coaches' main goal, most dating coaches' main goal was to get girls laid, and that Kevin's had like a whole 360 strategy.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Bailenchik?
Okay.
That was the point. Okay.
Appreciate you.
It's about dating coaches. Efficient way to meet women. The efficiency is extremely important because time is a commodity, and I think efficiently teaching how to meet women, like you can be inefficient. You can have like you meet your dream girlfriend after looking for 10 years and have meeting no other girl besides that. So you have the results, you get the results, but it's inefficient. If you do it, if you have to talk to 100,000 women and at the end you get your perfect girlfriend, whatever, it's still inefficient. So efficient teaching is really important. And that was the point Kevin was making. He's not about efficiency. Efficiency is one of the most important thing in everything, in like fitness, in like making money, in getting girls. Efficiency in life is extremely important. That's my point. Sure.
Do you know what the word expedient means, Steph?
Expedient?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a word.
No, it's okay. It's not like a gotcha type of thing. I'll just explain it to you so that you understand.
Do you know the German
positions.
word? Do you speak German?
No. I'm not trying to get you. Okay. I want to make sure that when I use it, you understand what it means. So I'll explain it to you. So expediency is trying to do the most efficient thing by any means possible, regardless of the consequences. Right. So for example, what's an expedient path for you to grow your YouTube channel in the manosphere? You just post a bunch of, women owned, look at all these dumb feminists nowadays type stuff without providing any context, right? That's an expedient, efficient path to increasing your YouTube channel. What it all comes down, but it's not necessarily right in a good way, right? So it's efficient, but there's also a negative connotation to the efficiency in the word expedient. And so when it comes down to, if your primary concern, for example, is all you want to do is just have a great dating life and that's it, then and you want to do take the most expedient path to it, I am not the person for that. Because for me, the entire point of my channel is self-improvement, to try to be the best person you can possibly be. As a result of that, you're not going to have issues in your dating life, right? But is that the most expedient path for you to get laid? Not necessarily. But that's not the thing that I'm trying to teach on my channel, is like how to get laid fast the quickest. This is why it was important for me to bring up the fact that you were attacking a straw man from the beginning, because you're just attacking things I don't even believe in. And that's why it's important that you understood that what we were talking about earlier, and you have an actual understanding of my channel.
Okay. Can I talk? So you said
apparently
about...
Natty wants to talk. I'm
going
to mute myself. I'll mute myself.
I know, but you got to let them.
Okay, I know, like, I want to add the spice here, and that's what I'm here for.
I know, but we're moderating the debate. We're not debating.
But part of moderating the debate, it's like I'm not a moderator. I'm like the devil.
I didn't bring you on to be the devil. I brought you on to be a co-host.
The instigator. So I'm here to instigate on both sides.
I think it's already pretty instigated. They're like literally like yelling at each other, cutting each other off. How much more instigating do we need? Like, we need them to fucking fight?
I'll save you one more instigation, Kevin. But is expedient kind of bad? Because you did mention later on, before I was on, that a lot of dating coaches resort to type of deceiving things, and that you're completely against that. But how can you meet the middle ground if you take things out of the equation, right? Such as like photoshopping, because like pretending you're like a DJ, what wrong does it do really, right?
Yes, it doesn't do anything wrong, and that's what I draw the line. If, for example, John, we don't want to talk about John too much, but if John says something, I'm a DJ,
Drinking
and he was actually a DJ, and he has the skills to DJ, and he says that to have a spark interest, I don't know, you can say it's a lie, but it doesn't do any damage, and it's quite consistent with his character and which is personal character.
I agree.
So like he is himself actually, and that's what you want people to be themselves.
No,
so
he's not being himself. So you guys don't have a problem with active deception.
Can I finish my point?
It's one thing to say that you're a DJ. It's another thing to try to deceive somebody to say that you're a famous DJ.
Whatever.
Kevin, just let him finish his point. Go ahead, Steph.
Yeah. No, and actually, if you say that, like, he teaches that, and but he always says, like, I'm not like you. You can. When I watch his videos, he never says you should be like me or you should lie and like do this. He teaches efficient ways to do things. For example, DHVing, which he said you can do it for yourself. You can do your personal DHV, but you don't need to lie about being a DJ. He never says that tell girls to be a DJ. He coaches the concept. I have his product.
Yeah, the concept of deception.
No, the concept of demonstration of higher value, which is a valid concept, which people do all the time. And it's actually marketing, and people market. You can do better or worse marketing, and you can do it in business, but you can do it with girls too. So that's the whole point.
Okay. So is there such thing as, let me ask you this, because it's by definition deception when you say that you're something that you're not. So if somebody markets to you in a deceptive manner, that is equally valid and okay compared to ethically marketing. So for example, if I make a product and I say, oh, you get a money back guarantee, because a money back guarantee is a very good incentive to buy, right? Oh, you must really believe in this product. But then when somebody asks for their money back because they didn't like it and I don't give it to them, is that okay?
No, that's not okay. That's a false promise.
It's not just a false promise, it's deception. I'm literally lying to their face, saying that I'm offering them a certain thing when in reality, that's actually not what I'm offering. So it's a similar thing when it comes to you faking and photoshopping yourself as if you're a famous DJ. The girl wants you because she thinks that you're a high value guy that's a DJ, when in reality, you're not. So you're defending this. Let me just get this straight. Are you defending that? Are you saying it's okay for you to post yourself as you DJing at Ultra Music Festival when you've never done that? Is that okay in your mind? Yes or no?
Depends on your personal values. I'm not sure if I will do it. I'm not sure if I will do that. I don't think it's like it's extremely, it's like not damaging people. Wow. So for me, it's like, it's kind of in a way, like, how do you, can you look yourself in the mirror and do that and say that, and you can actually own it. And from what I heard, he later explains to the girls that he was like not doing this, but it's just to spark interest. I can say maybe it goes a bit too far. That I can understand that, but my point is about efficiency. Like, we can discuss about like if John Anthony is actually ethical, correct with everything he does, but I can learn things from people I disagree on ethics in certain ways. Like, I mean, you can learn from Hitler how to publicly speak. It's a thing. Like, and I don't know, that's not the level John is, but like, you can learn from people who you disagree with. It's the same like political opinions. I watched the debate with like Hassan and Tate. I'm more in line with what Tate is saying most of the time, and the Hassan guy is actually a communist, and communists have actually, these people killed millions of people, and he's actually unironically a communist. But I can learn something from him, how to debate. I can agree with this guy. I can agree with Hassan that he did a way better job, unless he's a communist, which I totally despise. but I can actually learn something from this guy, and I can agree with this guy. So, like, yeah, that's what I'm
so
saying.
if you're learning from them the bad thing, so for example, learning something that's morally not one or the other, learning how to be a great speaker. Okay, maybe you can learn that from Hitler. But the example that you just gave is learning from John Anthony on how to deceive people. So it'd be equivalent to you being like, oh, well, I should learn from Hitler in order to learn how to create a cult by creating a boogeyman in the Jews. And then therefore, that's my way of creating a movement. Okay, that's different than learning how to do the speech. So the thing that you're emulating as an example is very much relevant here. So you're making the argument that we can take John's advice on photoshopping himself into pictures in order to deceive people, but actually find something valuable from that, despite that is extremely unethical in and of itself.
I have a question. Sorry, I have to jump in.
Wait, but this is really important. This is really important for Steph to answer.
Yeah,
please.
Go
ahead, Steph.
Go ahead, answer, Steph, and then I jump in.
Sure. What was the question? Sorry, I just forgot it. Like, the point was, if it's unethical.
The point is, do you agree that because you were, So the point is that you brought up that, oh, you can learn certain things from bad people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But if the thing that you're learning from that person itself is bad in itself, then it makes it bad and irrelevant, right? So you brought up learning how to speak from Hitler. Well, speaking isn't good or bad, right? But if you learn from Hitler how to start a Nazi movement in order to gain power, then that's a little bit different than learning how to speak, right? And so with John Anthony, you are defending something that is morally unethical in and of itself, deceiving somebody into thinking that you're deceiving somebody into thinking that you're somebody who you're not. What can you possibly learn from that?
No, he's not teaching. His product is not about deceiving and how to tell people you're a DJ if you're not. He teaches the principle of demonstration of higher value, especially with pictures in online game.
Okay, and so you can use that same exact logic. You can use that same exact logic with Hitler and being like, oh, well, he's not teaching people how to exterminate Jews. He's teaching people how to be proud in their country, right? And in order for you to be proud in your country, you have to compare it to other people.
Nope.
You're making the same exact argument there. I cannot believe you're making an argument that's saying deception is okay. That's insane to me.
The goal from someone like John or other dating coaches is not how do I deceive girls. It's not the goal. Hitler had an ideological goal, which is grounded in fascism and other things like making Germans great and building Lebensraum for Germans. That was his ideology. If we say that about dating coaches, their ideology or what they teach is how to efficiently and effectively meet girls. That's not, you cannot compare that to what Hitler wanted and to say like, oh, the bad things about Hitler, he did bad things, but you can learn good things from him. But the good things, Hitler didn't have good goals. The dating coaches, I don't want to talk about John all the time. Like other coaches, Alex, whatever, they have good intentions. If they use like maybe unethical tactics to you, don't use them. But they're still more efficient than most other people.
If they teach unethical tactics and they're really unethical, then I would disassociate with them. If Alex was, made a video saying, hey, you should fake and lie to people that you're a famous DJ in order to get laid, I would be like, first I'd have a conversation with me. I would be like, yo, what the fuck? This isn't like you, right? But if he continues to do that, I would disassociate with him.
I'm going to have to not release my tomorrow's video.
I have a question. When is deceiving so far? Because there's a lot of type of deceivings. Let's say women who do their makeup. They're deceiving their man in order to increase their market value, right?
There's when girls like deceive a guy about the cost of a painting.
It's not the same, Violenchik. So when is this?
It's a good example. Like, is that unethical? You can say like wearing makeup is unethical, but
How
Yeah,
do we
it
draw the
depends
line
how you
enhancing
see
your
it.
features.
into no, like I don't know if you've seen what girls can do with makeup, but some people change their face completely with makeup. So when is the line crossed when it's unethical, the deceiving, and when it's not
Okay.
100%
The
unethical?
intent.
We can say that everything is deceiving, right? We can say that maybe me adding something on my resume is deceiving, but am I really hurting other people by my actions?
So a lot of it comes down to intentions. So, for example, Dark Triad, which John Anthony advocates for, which blows my mind why anybody would ever follow somebody who actively promotes Dark Triad stuff. So Machiavellianism is a perfect example. The ends justify the means. The ends that I'm trying to get to is to get laid. I'm going to take any means necessary in order to do that, including deceiving people and lying to them about who I am in order to do that. And look, if that's a belief that you have, that's you. But I don't know about you guys, but if somebody is willing to deceive somebody for their gains, right, to have a Machiavellian position, for example, oh, I want sex, so I'm going to lie, deceive, whatever I need to get sex. One would think maybe possibly that the same type of person will probably do the same exact thing in order to get money from a customer, especially since dating and sales are highly correlated with one another. So let me just say, buyers beware if the person that you're trying to buy anything from advocates in any way deceptive means, Machiavellian means in order to get what they want. They're probably going to do the same thing in order to get you to buy their shit.
All right, let's
I
do
wouldn't
like
say- I wouldn't
like a 3 to 4 minute before, because Steph, this has been good, but we have had you on for a while. So do you want to do like maybe another 3-4 minutes before we cycle?
Yeah,
through?
sure. We're very long. It's longer than I expected. I thought would end.
Well, it
like
was
a-
getting juicy, so I let you guys keep going.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't like. I want to say, I don't, Kevin. I have nothing against you as a person. I think you are quite intelligent and well articulated person. I think you're not a liar or something. I just have problems with, like, I want people to get the best like coaching they can do, and I guess like I'm a person, because the space is just full of people who are way worse, who are like not expert in something. I want to be that people will be taught by experts and people who know what they're talking about in a certain topic. So that's the problem I have. But like, yeah, you can do self-improvement. That's no problem. If people buy it, they can buy it. It's just a constructive criticism and just some
No,
questions.
I appreciate that.
If you say, maybe I missed something before. So what you're doing, so that's okay. You explain it to me and we had a discussion, and that's totally fine.
I appreciate that. And look, I'm just going to end with this again. Like, I agree with you. You want to follow the people who are experts in things, right? But that's also why it's important for you to judge that person's character the best that you can based on the evidence that you have, because it's very easy to fake yourself as being an expert, especially if you are the type of person who's proven yourself to actively be okay with lying to people's faces in order to have a certain result. And so when somebody is willing to do that in one aspect of their lives, they're very likely to do that in other aspects of their lives too, including whatever they need to do in order to, get money to have a business. And so that's why I think it's very important. A lot of people try to say, oh, don't judge people's character. I think it's very important, because the entire point of my channel, again, is self-improvement. You should be very critical of your own character, trying to improve it yourself, and also be critical of other people's characters, because there are people out there, unfortunately, who are very weak, and they are going to do whatever they need to in order to get what they want. And so for you, you need to be critical of other people, but also be equally critical about yourself, right? And you have to be very careful in this space, because, anybody can just make any claim on the internet, right? And so you have to be very careful that if somebody has exposed themselves, if somebody has exposed themselves in some way to be deceptive in anything, then at that point, your red flag should come up, because when people deceive like that, man, I know you're kind of making cases of sometimes it might be okay. Look, we just have different morals and ethics when it comes to that standpoint. I don't think Machiavellianism is okay, because the ends don't justify the means, because the means become the ends become the means. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just the formula for the destruction of humanity as a whole. And I have a pretty deontological position on that. I'm not necessarily like a Kantian by any means, but I really just think it's not a good idea to promote any sort of deception, and especially buying from somebody who actively promotes deception in any way.
Yeah, I'm actually with you. I don't think Machiavellianism is like. I'm not a fan of it. So I'm not. I've never said that. Like, yes, so I guess we are coming to like an agreement here. Something about like the chat. Can I address the chat a bit? Yeah, some people said I'm in chat, I'm the goat or whatever. Yeah, thank you guys. Some people criticized me for like being a student of John. I actually have his product, so yeah, I'm kind of a fan of him. I know he has some flaws in his character, and I don't want to defend everything he does. And also, I'm not a Nazi. Yeah, no, I'm a libertarian.
I know you're not.
No, it's just it is a joke, like people making jokes, but I just want to address that. Right. I'm actually more libertarian thinking, so yeah, I won't want to defend it. Yeah. But I think nobody actually really believe that, even in the chat, which can be crazy. So yeah, thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man. That was an interesting discussion.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate you.
Yes, Steph.
Thank you. Ciao.
All right.
But I have a question before we go to the next.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So how do you draw the line between a white line and deception? Because can we argue that maybe both of them are in the same family?
Well, the intention behind it is important, right? So what's the reason it's called a white lie? Well, the reason for the white lie is, you're telling this lie for the benefit of the other person. So for example, if my girlfriend is like, hey, do I look fat? You know, if I'm honest, right? If I have a deontological duty to be honest, I'll be like, yes, you do look fat. But instead I say, oh no, you look great, honey, right? And this is a scenario where I'm like married and stuff, which I'm not. So that's a white lie, because you're technically concealing a truth, but it's up for the benefit of the other person, as opposed to if you are actively deceiving somebody at the expense of the other person and only for the benefit of yourself. That's when it becomes bad, and that's when it becomes an actual egregious lie.
Okay, before we move on to the next guest, so what if there is really not damaging in the other person, right? So let's say like I pretend to be, I don't know, let's say I pretend to be like a painting. Let's mention a painting. I tell Alex that I painted a painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a painter, but I didn't paint it. What damage does it do to Alex?
Well, it just depends on why Alex is curious about the painting. So for example, if you say that you are an expert painter and Alex believes that, and then you charge money for him to do that when in reality you're not an expert painter, and then that's really good actually. Then at that point you're deceiving, because you're deceiving him just for your own personal gain at his expense, right? Because he's expecting a great painting from a great painter, but then when you actually aren't a great painter, for example, let's say in this scenario that painting was terrible. That painting was actually really good, right? But let's say that it was like dog shit, right?
It wasn't
in the scenario. Oh, it was okay. Well, never mind. But when you actively do that to deceive at the expense of the other person, that's when it becomes unethical. So, for example, if you're just like, hey, I made a painting and I think I'm pretty good, and then you show Alex and then he thinks that it's terrible, then you didn't necessarily deceive them, because you weren't intentionally trying to take something away from him. So the central sort of philosophy that I have, and actually Alex and I had a discussion about this the other day, like sort of first principles type thinking, is the non-aggression principle. So you shouldn't be aggressing against other people. And if they aggress against you, then you have a right to defend yourself. If they aggress against somebody else, you have a right to defend them. And so in a way, you're aggressing against somebody if you are trying to lie and deceive to take something from them for your own benefit.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So if it's a mutual benefit, then that's fine.
Let's Let's
It
bring the
becomes
next.
deceptive when it's not.
Okay,
What?
it was important to clarify that by Lanchik.
Okay. Let's bring the next person on. So we're gonna make a rule. We're gonna have do 20 minutes per person, because I do want to call this stream before it gets 3 hours in.
Dude, let's do like if we're gonna do that. So hold on. Either we should do 10 minutes per person, because I'm starting to get really tired.
Let's do 15 minutes per person.
By Lanchik 15.
Yeah, I want to make sure, especially because I want this to be replayable too. We need to end it before it hits the 3 hour mark. So I'm willing to go.
I will do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's bring on Valerie Thong because she says she's actually, or he's going to talk this time. So let's hear her. Hello.
They don't like what you had to say about their boy Alex and Kevin Ray Wilder.
Okay, there we go. What a fucking dumbass. Okay. Anyway.
Wait, what was that? I thought it was actually him.
It was that same guy. He said he was gonna like actually talk this time, but he's like still playing that fucking lame recording. Dude,
I think that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was the recording. You're right. Right.
I'll let him play the whole recording if he just explains the context. I'll bring him on one last time.
I mean, I'll take it for Kevin Ray Wilder because aside from being a stupid fuck, at least he's in good shape. You know what I mean?
Are you going to explain the recording?
Who is this?
Hang on. Start over. Okay, explain what you're trying to do. Nope.
Wait, who was that talking right there? Can somebody say in the chat if they know who it is?
That was him.
He keeps jumping off. Like
No. That was somebody. I think I've heard that voice before. Oh, that was Savo.
Oh, that was Savo.
That's Savo. That was Savo. Yeah. I was like, I've heard that voice before.
I hate people like that who are like such little pussies. They came in like, I told him he could play the whole thing if he just like explains what he's trying to do. Whole thing, I let him play, but he can't. I guess he's scared to speak. Okay, let's bring
People
on
don't
next.
want to hear recordings by Lanchik. They want to see like the facts.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear fucking a long recording without any context either. Okay, let's bring on this guy. We show him his face.
What's good? Paunchy hair. What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
We're doing like 15 minutes per person, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. So Kevin, I hear a lot of like things with I guess we won't talk about John Anthony, but with coaching that seem like they could go either way. Like for the deception thing, in terms of what's the intent. I mean, if the way I look at it personally is like if the main thing stopping a girl from sleeping with you is your profession, like a stupid profession too, like being a DJ, then why does it matter that you call yourself a DJ? Like that's such a silly thing to want to sleep with somebody over. That to me, it's not really that big of a deal if you lied about being a DJ. It's kind of the same thing with money as well. It's like if you make 50,000 and you say you make 60,000, if she was not going to sleep with you because you make 50,000, that's so silly that me personally, I don't care if you lie about say making 60,000, because at the end of the day, it's like that's a silly thing to want to sleep with somebody over, in my opinion. So that's the way I look at that type of thing. How do you look at it?
Yeah, well, there's degrees to different types of lies, and again, you have to be careful when you go into the realm of any sort of deception, because for you, that might not be that big of a deal, but for somebody else, that might be a huge deal, right? And so in order for people to be able to function in a society, to be able to function when it comes to interactions, is you have to discourage deception as a whole, because if you start to encourage deception as a worthy means of getting what you want, then that does sort of lead to, unfortunately, it could lead to a slippery slope of like, worse things eventually. Right. So yes, there are, and I would make the argument too, that if a girl is like that and she makes that big of a deal out of it, then like why do you even want to hang out with her in the first place? You know what I mean? Like for me, again, with my channel, I don't condone or speak out against casual sex, but I think for the most part, if all you're trying to do is hook up and that's it and not have something meaningful, I think for the most guys, that's probably not what they want. I think the vast majority of guys, they just want to have like a girlfriend, for example. Yeah. But I just can't actively go out of my way. Of course, there's nuance to this stuff, but I cannot, especially as technically like an influencer. I don't know how to say that without sounding cringy, but sure. When I make people care about my opinions, right? There's a few thousand guys that care about my opinions. And if I start promoting and saying, hey, yeah, deceiving people is okay in order to get what you want. I mean, I'm actively making the world a worse place if I do that, So I have to speak out against that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with like if you were to like, what is it, make a big leap, but I think, let me see, what's the exception that I think that you would agree with? Like,
can I give you an example of what I would maybe agree with?
Yeah.
Quickly. Okay, so with the DJ thing, right? Let's say that the girl expects you to have a certain profession. One way to do it is just to not tell her your profession, right? But you're not actively deceiving. But you're not necessarily like you're not actively deceiving. You're more so just not telling a certain side of yourself. Now that becomes tricky when the girl says, "Hey, I don't like. What do you do?" So let's say, for example, what do? You work at McDonald's. Well, probably shouldn't tell her that. You should probably be like, well, it's complicated. I can't really get into it. So, or you make a joke out of it, being like, I can't tell you why, but like for this and that reason, I can't tell you. All right, it's confidential. So that way you can make it more sort of playful and being like, whatever, right?
I have a question, though. Isn't that deceiving by omission?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. So would you tell a girl that you want to sleep with her only casually before you sleep with her?
Rephrase that question. I'm
so
confused.
Would you tell
something about omission, right? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's lying by omission. So would you tell a girl that I don't want to be your boyfriend or I don't want to be your friend before you sleep with her?
No, that'd be stupid. But if she asks you a question, hold on. If she asks you a question, so here I'll give you guys a perfect example of this happening in my life, right? So this was it's funny, when I was in the house with Coach Whitepill, he was like, Kevin only banged 3 girls, when in reality it was like 3 plus another one. But the 4th one, she actually, she was like religious and everything. And, we were hooking up, making out and stuff in the hot tub. And obviously I was trying to pull her to my room after that. But then she stopped me and she was like, I only have sex with guys that are like, would consider being monogamous, right? That would actually end up dating me monogamously. And so I had a moral and ethical decision to make there. And I know for a fact that a lot of dating coaches would have lied and said, yeah, baby, I'm always down to, secretly, I've always wanted to have a girlfriend, right? I could have easily done that and fucked her, but I didn't do that, right? And so that's where I draw sort of an ethical line. Some guys will be willing to deceive and stuff like that. I'm not willing to do that because I'm not going to actively take something from somebody just so that I can get laid, right? So that's another reason why too, a lot of times that when people like brag about their lay counts and stuff, it's like I'm more concerned like I judge guys on like how many girls they've rejected, because I guarantee you with the guys that claim like 1,000+ lay counts and stuff, I guarantee you I have rejected more girls than they have rejected. And I think that's a better valuation of if somebody's a high quality man or not, because they're more selective.
Wait, by high quality, do you mean game or just SMV? Because those are different.
High quality as in like somebody of high character, right? And so obviously that's going to be relative based on your values. But for me, I bring it back down to, even though technically I'm not Christian, I do think the Christian ethic is most accurate because it's rooted in Aristotelianism, which is, I don't want to nerd out too much with the philosophy stuff here, but, you're aligned with the virtues. Are you an honest person, right? Are you a good person? That type of stuff.
Okay.
And I think that's very important,
All right. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. What was it? Last thing I was going to say.
Can I say one more thing while you're thinking about that?
Go ahead. I think
it's important too, when you are following content creators and you're following, even if you're just listening to them, you end up becoming similar to the people that you listen to on a constant basis, right? Their thoughts start to kind of influence your thoughts. And so if you're listening to like, low IQ content creators and shit, like just stupid shit all the time, you'll start to become stupid. Perfect example. I'm sure we would all agree, if somebody is watching Jerry Springer 8 hours a day, they're probably fucking retarded,
Whoa.
Oh, I used the R word, but like actually, they probably are. And so I think it's another thing too of like you want to make sure, especially in this space where there's dating coaches, the coaching, whatever, it's implying that you're paying for some service, right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that the people that you buy from in any service are ethical, good people. And if those types of people are expedient in what they're going to do with women, for example, they're going to take an expedient path in order to get your money too. So as a consumer, as viewers, I think it's important for you guys to keep that in mind. If somebody actively promotes deceiving anybody, then why do you think that they're not going to deceive you?
I get what you're saying, but like, I won't use names, but being like a complete pussy and a bitch has nothing to do with getting women. Like, you can be a real, like, basically a real pussy when it comes to men, and then not be a pussy when it comes to women. Those two things are correlated, but it's not the same exact type of thing. They can be completely separate. And that, because, like, for example, there's a lot of guys that won't participate in a fist fight, but are very good with women. Like, and like those are two things where you could say both of those things are correlated with being tough and masculine. But they just don't. Some guys just don't fist fight. They're scared of conflict. You know, the police call it. It's just like those are two separate things. And then the other thing is, me personally, I have high enough IQ to discern what is a good trait and a bad trait. If you don't have high enough IQ, I understand that, but you can take good things from bad people and bad things from good people, and you can discern them. If you're lower IQ, whether it's social IQ, intelligence, whatever, then then you're just gonna, like, if you're what is it? Who's a bad one? If you're like I don't know, Jerry Springer. Let's go with that again. If you watch Jerry Springer, you're just always going to act like that and think that you have to react in those ways. But like, if you just like talk shows and like want the entertainment value of it, and you're watching Jerry Springer 8 hours a day, it's not really going to affect you because you're analyzing it and dissecting it. But I think that's kind of the distinction, and I think that more so falls on the person to kind of know where they're at. And also the coach a little bit to know, like, okay, are you really going to follow everything I do and all that stuff? So I think it's like mostly on the student, but a little bit on the coach too, to be like, okay, are you smart enough to understand that you don't do everything I do in my life to be like me and all that stuff? I think that's still a little bit on the student, I would argue.
I think more than, I mean, IQ sure is definitely part of it, but I think a bigger part of it's wisdom. So for example, you could have a very intelligent 18 or 19-year-old kid fall for bullshit just because he doesn't have that many life experiences, right? So yes, buyer beware all the time, but sometimes certain buyers just aren't in, just because it is buyer beware doesn't mean that the buyer knows what they're getting into. They might be actively getting deceived. So for example, like the example I said earlier, I offer a money back guarantee for my 30-day challenge that's coming up. But if somebody doesn't like it and asks for their money back and I don't give it back to them, that person couldn't have predicted that happening, right? It's still my fault. It's not their fault for not being able to predict that I could have done something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys, we got to wrap up the segment because there's two more people. Do you have any closing thoughts, palm tree hair?
No. My closing thought is that no real closing thoughts.
I want to give some closing thoughts. Palm tree hair, I love your hair. It's fantastic. I am jealous, especially as my hairline keeps receding more and more. I could feel myself envying you. So keep up the hair, bro. It's a great look. I like it.
Wait, can I give some closing thoughts?
We got to keep moving if it's like really weird.
2 seconds, really quick.
2 seconds.
When do we differentiate between the person and who they are as a professional or the product? They don't always equate. And I think that's important because we mentioned a lot of things that if a person does this, then we have to judge the character. But when do we separate that line? Because not always someone who's maybe questionable in their personal life is going to be questionable as a professional.
All right, babe, we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving.
No, that was a good question though. But yeah, it depends on what you're hiring them for. So, for example, if you're hiring somebody to, I don't know, let's say flip burgers at Burger King, right? Does it really matter that much, like what their moral character is, as long as they're just like, hey, I'm showing up to get paid. I'm like an ex-felon, but I'm just going to sit here and flip patties, and then that's fine, right? As a counter to that, if it's something where if they have a history of, being a thief, for example, and then you have to have them handle a lot of money, well, then at that point you should be very skeptical, right? Because the past things that they did is an indication that they might do bad things with the current position that they occupy. So
Okay.
it's really kind of context dependent from that standpoint.
Okay, let's bring on the next person. He said he can do it in 5 minutes, so we'll give him on for 5 minutes. Okay, hello. Uh-oh.
Gonna be so.
Don't show the weed. Don't show the weed.
Nah. Look, my phone's on the charger. So
okay, thank God.
I gotta hold it.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Well, look.
All right, we're good.
Let me tell you why Fresh and Fit are the villains in society that we need, right? So,
okay, interesting.
Conceptually, they're pushing a utopia, and Fresh and Fit acknowledge the dystopian. Conceptually, specifically, the feminists are trying to project this idea that basically we need to praise women, and they're making men too soft with their deliveries, and Fresh and Fit kind of balance that out with their excessively aggressive and harsh methods. That's just how I feel. I don't agree with Fresh and Fit's methods. I don't feel like it's the way. I feel like it balances out a philosophy that is imbalanced in itself, if that makes sense.
No, I see what you mean. It's like the villains that we
Fresh and
need.
Fit are the simps that we need.
No,
you said the simps?
But well, here's the thing, really quickly. You might have a point if there wasn't an alternative. So I think there's alternatives that make way better arguments and are way more admirable people that make those arguments. So, for example, some of the things when it comes to the red pill that are actually very important, a lot of people won't listen to Fresh and Fit because of their behavior and because of who they are, as opposed to if it was an actual like admirable person saying those same red pill truths, that would actually increase the ability of people to actually maybe listen to what you have to say, right? So if Fresh and Fit makes a very good point about, feminism, as they call it, the gynocentric social order, whatever, but then the people listening to them already hate them because they heard of what happened with the Anna Quinn fitness situation or whatever else. They tried to go around, delete people's YouTube channels. Then that kind of takes away from the message itself. So I still think they are a net negative in terms of the red pill because yes, they are popularizing the ideas, but also they're making reasonable people reject red pill truths because they automatically associate it with people that they don't like, such as Fresh and Fit.
Now, what specifically would you say you have against Fresh and Fit?
Well, first of all, they tried to delete my YouTube channel, and they tried to delete Alex's too. So they definitely made it personal.
They didn't try to delete my YouTube channel, but they did try to delete my Instagram.
They didn't try to copyright strike any of your videos.
No, but they did.
Yeah, they did. Oh, they actually successfully deleted my Instagram though, so that's cool. So yeah, so that there's that, and then also, I've been a part of this red pill space since like 2015. And there's a lot of good truths to be found here. But the issue is, and unfortunately, there's not so very good ones. But the whole idea of the red pill, and this is why I was originally a fan of Rollo Tomasi, he said, hey, the red pill is a mindset, right? It's not written in pen, it's written in pencil. Like you can erase it and then rewrite things. And yet, like he actually doesn't really live by that motto, and neither does Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit's basically just a mouthpiece for Rollo's ideas, the rational male. And so they're not actually red pill because the entire idea of the red pill is to constantly have an open mind, seeing the world for how it is. And a good way to do that, an actual way to see the world for how it is to change your mind on things when presented with new evidence. The way that you do that is through having debates. So Fresh and Fit refused to have a debate with myself, with Alex, and so does Rollo Tomasi, because because their actual grift, I think, will be exposed. The fact that they're not actually there for the truth. They only are there to push their own truth in order for them to gain money, gain clout. Basically, they are feeding people red pills. I'm sorry, they're feeding people blue pills that are painted red. And they're kind of bastardizing the entire idea as a whole.
I can agree with you on that. I feel like they need an opposing perspective to come on the show. I would love to see a Kevin Ray Wilder fresh and fit.
It's never gonna happen, bro. We already tried to make it happen. It's not gonna happen, unfortunately.
And I feel like that makes them look bad. Like, I'm not a fresh and fit supporter. I like to hear many perspectives in this manosphere from time to time, and I feel like a combination of your philosophies and their philosophies is the perfect balance. That's just how I feel. Because
it could be. Yeah. Because look, it's not like everybody. I'm not one of those types of people that says like, oh, these people are inherently evil and they can never do any good. As much as I disagree with certain people and I definitely make character judgments on them, sometimes they are still correct about certain things and you have to commend them for that. So or they're correct or they do something that's admirable. So Donovan Sharp, for example, I disagree with his delivery, all these other types of things, what he stands for, et cetera, but I still have some respect for him because he was willing to debate me, right? He was willing to debate Alex, which says a lot more than, these other guys, right? So fresh and fit too. I have no doubt there's some things that I definitely agree with them on. I actually agree with a lot of their takes. It's just the way that they go about it. Like certain people can take certain truths and go about it a way different way. So for example, someone can be like, oh, well, dating is much tougher nowadays because of online dating apps. And I could hold the same exact position. But for me, I still say, hey, don't compromise your ethics just because it's harder. And then somebody like Fresh and Fit can just be like, hey, just do whatever you need to in order to get laid because it's tough out here nowadays. You know what I mean? So we could still have the same sort of descriptions about what we see the world as, but then we operate through that world differently based on our own personal values. And for me, I agree with a lot of the descriptions that Fresh and Fit and Rolo have, although I have my disagreements too. But their prescriptions on what you should do given that information, I tend to conflict with them a lot.
All right. Before I have to get off, can you specify what exactly in particular you disagree with Fresh and Fit with or on? If you could try to remember.
Sure. No. So Fresh and Fit is basically like I said, they don't really have too much of their own sort of ideology or philosophy. It's really just them regurgitating the rational male for their more kind of younger audience, right? So they basically believe almost everything Rolo believes. And so they believe similar things. So the entire idea of hypergamy, the way that Rolo has redefined it as a woman always trying to go for her best option, I think that men do the same exact thing too. It's just that women value different things and men value different things. Women tend to value, SMV, that type of stuff. Men tend to value looks. And it becomes kind of nefarious because when Rolo says stuff like he redefines the sociological definition of hypergamy and then says only women are hypergamous, men aren't. And then also women are innately solipsistic, meaning that basically that you're selfish and you're always going to do whatever you can just because hypergamy drives everything that you do. Meanwhile, they paint men as these rational, logical creatures, right? When in reality, the scientific evidence shows that men and women, just part of the human condition, we're all extremely emotional. It's just that men tend to revert to logic to try to justify their emotional actions, while women tend to actually use emotions to justify their emotional actions, right? So is one more emotional than the other in general? Technically, yeah. But they have their rhetoric to try to create this sort of like gender war between men and women because it gets views, it gets clicks, it appeals to the inner incel that all of us have. Even the best of us have, we've gotten rejected by a girl once or twice and we would be like, yeah, these freaking women nowadays, like all of us have those sorts of bad states every once in a while. And I think Fresh and Fit, unfortunately, they appeal to that very negative side, which, especially because dating's tough nowadays, they do that rather than, actually providing solutions.
I hate to interrupt, but we're going a little bit on a tangent, Kev's.
Let's wrap this one up because we gotta get our last girl.
I think that Kev's just was able to really say his piece as to what he disagreed with them. Bolo, you have anything else to say?
Not much other than just I feel like we're all composed of masculine and feminine energy, but males are composed of more masculine energy and females are composed of more feminine energy. That's really all I have to say.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And Myron and Fresh are composed of 100% bitch energy.
All right, Joe, that's all I got to say, man. Take care.
Cool.
Y'all.
Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate
dude.
it, man. Thanks for coming on.
There goes my Instagram. All right, let's.
Man, I gotta piss so badly. Fuck.
Go.
I don't want to do it. I'll do it again. You guys can talk about your paintings, and then, I guess we have maybe time for like 2 more. Maybe.
Well, we'll do one more. There's no way we can do 2 more.
Okay. All right.
We need QB here.
Yeah, QB is coming on next.
QB is the main plate.
All right, guys. QB is next. Are you guys excited for this? We can actually bring him on now.
You guys, have you guys kept up with my drinking game? FYI.
No, this drinking
We
game.
have a drinking game.
What's cracking, Alex?
What's up, QB?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Guys, remember a drinking game every time Alex mentions he's one way up in relationship, every time he's wearing the
I
same
haven't said it once this whole stream.
every time he's wearing the same short he wore on the last podcast, we drink to that.
Bad idea.
So open relationship, but you get to have your fun too, right? Or no?
No. Anytime.
No?
Anytime.
You sure?
No, I do not. Anytime that Kevin mentions John,
We got evidence saying otherwise, though.
What's the evidence that you have?
No, we do not.
Alex, we got a video, man. We
Play
got
the
a
video.
video.
Play the video.
I can't play it right now, but I can.
Oh, here we go.
I'll send it to you, bro. I'll send it to you.
Play it right now, bro. Let's see the evidence.
I personally don't have it.
Q pasa, but let's get things spicy
We'll
because
pass it.
I want to know.
Self-made has it.
Okay, let's play it right now. I want to see it.
Play it because I want to know. I legit want to know if I'm sleeping with other guys.
I don't know if
I'm really
Self-Made is watching, but I got you though.
But
oh boy, am I going to end up moderating between you guys now?
As a side note, though, if you come into a debate and you're like, "I got evidence," you gotta have that evidence on standby.
On his channel. If you go to Self-Made
Because when you can't show that evidence, it looks pretty bad.
I know, but we'll discuss that another time.
Okay,
right?
I look forward to seeing this evidence. Okay, go ahead.
So, Kevin, how you been? What's new?
Small talk, eh? Well, I'm for new beginnings, and I heard you and I don't know how much you're willing to share, but you and can you explain to me? I'm actually curious of like you and the MGTOW dictionary split up. I remember I just saw one day that he made a whole stream roasting you, and there's like this whole civil war. What the fuck? What happened with that?
Yeah, so I can explain really quick. MD actually took it down. Like, it's hard to roast a guy that's living a lifestyle and that's showing receipts. And so, he wants to give me the nickname, the koala bear, but, the koala bear is, doing his thing, smashing, living,
Why koala bear?
I guess I look like a koala bear. So, he gives everybody an animal name, which, hey, it's cool. But it's better than basement maxing. You know what I'm saying? Geomaxing is better than basement maxing. And that's what he does, And he took the stream down. So that tells you, I just had to hit him with a quick short, like, hey, I'm out here in Mexico doing my thing. Life is good. And I'm promoting Geomax and I'm promoting guys not to really listen to guys like you and to get a passport and live a better lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, man, I'm somebody who travels full time and I've been doing it for 3 years now. So I think I'm fine with the whole traveling thing. I think it's great. I'm going to start doing it again. I'm going to be moving. I don't know if I'm going to try Europe first, but I definitely want to go to Bali. I have that as a goal. So as Rhaegar gets curled in the background, dude, Indian PE is fucking strong, yo. Holy shit. If he's able to curl.
Husky curls, bro. That's
really I assume that's Indian PD. That's impressive.
Let's stay on
yeah. So
Europe.
So yeah, I'm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah. No, so I think traveling and stuff is fine. Traveling's a big part of my life. You learn way more about the world when it comes to that. Right. So yeah, I'm fine with that.
So the first
in fact, I actively promote it. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. On your channel, you discuss philosophy, fitness, and self-development.
Mm-hmm.
In your actual description, why not dating? Okay, we're talking about being transparent here, so why not you add dating in there?
I'm sorry, but like
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
you already discussed this though. Like you already discussed it.
Real quick, he just gotta give me like a 2-minute summary.
No, but we're going in circles. This is something he already discussed.
Just let him.
That's okay. I mean, it's fine.
Let him give. Hang on, feisty moderator over here, number 2. Let him give like a 30-second summary. It's not a big deal.
He has to explain that like every time, every 15 minutes.
I agree, but it's okay. It's okay.
We spend more time arguing about it than he would have explained it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to that. It's just more so, again, I look at dating from the standpoint, my entire point of my channel is to try to help guys self-develop to the point where, again, that's the main thing. And anybody who is very much self-developed, they're just not going to be struggling in their dating lives, right? So it's almost kind of like an inevitable result of that. But yeah.
Right. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm not opposed to putting dating in my thing. It's just that like it doesn't sound very good because you said it yourself. It has like a ring to it. It's like, philosophy, fitness, self-development. If I say philosophy, fitness, self-development, dating, online dating, like, you have to be kind of, from a marketing standpoint, you have to be a bit punchier. So it's like 3 things. Okay, I'm not opposed to putting dating in there, though.
To me, if you're a dating coach, like you just need to put that in there, right? Because you don't
because
like
again, it depends on the emphasis of what I talked about this earlier.
When guys call you being a dating coach, but it's like, okay, you have a dating product, even though it's a free ebook and anyone can get, and it's, your Tinder matches or whatever. But then you make a video saying that, paying for Tinder and Bumble in Vegas is almost like P2P, and going out in Vegas is like P2P. So it's like,
what's P2P? Pay to play, I guess.
Pay to
play, is that what that is?
So I'm looking at it like you're a waiter at a shitty restaurant, and the food is shitty, but you're saying, look, here's the menu, get this ebook to get this shitty food. You get what I'm saying?
Well, again, it depends on the emphasis of what the entire channel is about, right? So did you hear earlier my sort of analogy with like Dick's Sporting Goods? Yeah. So it's literally like saying, okay, like I said, it's one aspect of overall sporting goods. And when people say, hey, I want to label you as a dating coach, usually they're saying more about themselves, that they think that dating is more important than fitness, philosophy, and self-development, which I don't think so. I think fitness, philosophy, and self-development, if I had to make a value judgment, is more important than dating, which is why I have those as the top 3 things. But
how come you can't just stick to that? Because I would honestly agree with you, Kevin. That is more important than dating, okay? And for certain guys is, look, you got to actually take a timeout when it comes to dating, and maybe, develop yourself physically and mentally and financially before you can start, really dating. And that takes self-discipline. So why don't, like, if you really believe in those aspects in your channel, why not just stick with that? Because there are certain streams where you say, hey, like I have, a notch count of over 100 women, and then you're showing videos of you cold approaching. Like, why even go there?
Because that is an aspect of self-development, right? So, for example,
self-development is cold approaching and smashing.
Oh yeah,
over
absolutely.
Girls? Really?
No, absolutely. Especially the cold approaching part. You know how hard it is to cold approach, bro? For most guys, it's nerve-wracking. So you actually being able to transcend that fear and actually going and doing the thing that you want, that is a very admirable thing that I definitely want to promote, especially if you do it sober. And another thing too is like, I would be ignoring the elephant in the room. You have to meet your viewers with where they're at. Because I talked about this earlier.
See, it sounds like marketing, bro.
Wait, hang on.
No, hold on.
Please, second of all, your mic
is
really quiet. Can you turn up your mic or get closer to the thing?
I think
hold on. Can I say?
Yeah.
Can I say something really quickly?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. You have to meet your people with where they're at. So I mentioned this earlier. A lot of guys do end up doing self-development for girls. Do I necessarily think that that's the best thing? No, but you have to speak their sort of language. And here's another thing too. from Maslow's hierarchy of needs standpoint, which is kind of the goal of self-development, self-improvement, is to try to get to the top, self-actualization. There's certain needs that you need to be met that need to be required for you to get this. So physiological and emotional needs is one of those ones at the bottom. So with you, if you have a terrible self-image of yourself because you don't get laid, right? That's arguably the third biggest biological motivator, or maybe even second. Some even people say first is you wanting to reproduce. If that is being stunted in any way or thwarted, then you can't focus on other things, right? So I'm sure everybody can relate to this. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay. I'm sure everybody can relate to this, where if you're not getting laid at all, then and you're struggling to get laid, that's all you can think about, right? At some point in all of our lives, we probably had that, as opposed to when you have no problem getting laid and you have, you know, a steady rotation, or you have a girlfriend, or you just have that internal belief that you can go do that, then you're not thinking about that. You can think about higher things that are important. But if you don't have that, then you can't focus on those things the same way. Because honestly, a lot of times it just ends up being a cope. You don't actually do self-improvement for the sake of self-improvement. You do it for the girls. So it's important to make sure that you have that area of your life handled, so that then you can actually focus on the things that really matter in life, such as self-development, self-improvement.
Okay, wait a minute. I think we're getting repetitive. We only have 50 minutes into this.
I know. I'm making my arguments.
Argument on something that it hasn't been already discussed, because the audience can agree with me that, I mean, he already mentioned that with Steph, which was like around 30 minutes.
Yeah, I am repeating basically what I said before. I will say this, QB, this was the most cordial debate we've ever had.
Okay,
hold
on.
I want to keep it this way.
I gotta have my response here.
Go ahead.
The thing is, you can have self-development, you can have finance, you know, but again, there are certain guys that are just not attractive enough to attract a woman. So instead of going and cold approaching and dating and doing all this, that's where the P2P comes in. Like, hey, just go to another country, fly, and you can get women you desire, because looks maxing has a threshold. You can looks max to a certain level, but that doesn't guarantee that you're going to be able to attract women. And that's where a lot of dating coaches are not very transparent with their clients and their customers.
So really quickly, what is the reason that guys want to get laid or have sex with women?
It can be various reasons. It can be casual sex. It can be they want the girlfriend experience.
Well, basically, in essence, it all comes. I talked about this earlier, but it all comes down to like being happy and fulfilled, right? Because you think like, oh, well, me having sex with this girl is going to be
They have
great.
a sexual need that they need to release, and that's very important. But if you've been rejected because you listened to all this game and you did all this cold approaching and you spend thousands of dollars in the nightclub and all this other stuff, and you're not getting it, then by default, you're going to have to do P2P. You can have your self-development, you can have your fitness, you can have your finances. There's a lot of men that have that, okay? But if they don't meet the minimum looks threshold, because Alex, Kevin, you guys both agree, you have to meet a woman's minimum looks threshold in order to get laid. So if they can't even get there, then that's where, you know, they have to resort to P2P by default.
So why do they have to do that? Why don't they just get plastic surgery if their face is really fucked up? Why not that instead?
Gosh, here we go with this. Are you eat waffles? Are you telling guys to get jawline? Yo, I have
no, not necessarily.
Hold on, real quick. There's a guy, and I won't call him out specifically on this channel, but this guy literally is going to Colombia to get jaw surgery, and I'm like, yo, bro, why are you doing that? You know, just lose weight. It's really simple. Like, these guys don't have to pay. And
no, I totally agree. Lose weight. That's the biggest thing that I promote on my channel.
That's free information. Free. Lose weight.
Yeah, it is free.
But
no, it's free. I provide on my channel. I did a fat loss masterclass before. And if people want to pay for my coaching to be able to help them with that, then that's what I help them with. My philosophy is never withhold information. But then when people want it to be a personalized way, then that's when you charge for it, right? So I agree. You should looks max the best you can. The vast majority of guys are way too overweight. If you can't even remotely see your abs, then you're probably holding fat and water in your face. The reason that I brought up the looks maxing thing, I'm sorry, the surgery thing, is because I think surgery is a last resort. But my favorite self-help book of all time, or one of, is Psycho-Cybernetics, which is written by a plastic surgeon. The entire reason that he wrote the book is a lot of people would come in saying like, oh, well, if I just fix my ears or fix my nose, I'll be happy. But then a lot of times they weren't, because they actually had a bad self-image of who they were, regardless of their looks. But some people, the author acknowledged this, some people, their problems were solved. All of their life problems were the fact that their nose was all fucked up. They fixed it and they felt way better. Right. So Kevin, the whole entire thing, hold on one second. The whole entire thing that I'm saying is you're putting as a high value saying, oh, me getting the pussy by any means necessary is going to make me happy. I fundamentally reject that. I think the vast majority of guys who pay to play end up actually feeling worse about themselves because they understand it reinforces the idea that they are unattractive to women to the point where they have to pay for it, when they understand that the vast majority of guys don't. And I think in a way you're not helping them, because you're actually reinforcing that negative self-image of themselves, that they're so unattractive to women that they have to go pay for it. And I don't think you're necessarily helping guys out by promoting that sort of lifestyle.
I'm lost as to what's your point, QB. I'm sorry. I was really looking forward to you coming.
No, not Natty. This is actually a good one. I want to see him defend the pay for play lifestyle.
Yes.
Because I think fundamentally it doesn't make men happier. It makes their lives worse. Go ahead.
That's your point. That makes you pay for sex, and your point is that it makes your life miserable.
Yeah. I think it doesn't solve many problems. Yeah.
Here's my response, because you have a lot of men in this sphere that they'll come to a channel like a Kevin Ray Wilder or somebody else, a Donovan Sharp, Licardio, whoever. Okay, they buy their product, the product doesn't work. Okay, they become more miserable, and they're not meeting their sexual needs met. Okay, where now you have channels that are promoting pay to pay and whore maxing. Okay, now again, there's limitations when it comes to that, because it's like, look, you can't fall in love with the girl. It's only your turn. You're paying for it, but at the same time, you're getting your sexual needs met. All right.
Okay, you can have your sexual needs met by jerking off to porn. So why not that?
No.
Why don't you? Hold on. Why don't you promote that?
No.
Why don't you promote that instead?
No.
You can get a sex doll.
That's almost like TFN promoting the doll. Okay, like I would never promote a man like.
You're still busting a nut, right? Getting your sexual needs met is you busting a nut.
It's not the same experience.
Why is it not the same experience? Because there's an emotional element to it, right?
With a doll is not the same experience being with a woman.
I totally agree. But it's not purely just sexual. You busting a nut and that's it. There's an emotional element to it. Right? Do you agree? There's an emotional element to it, and that's the difference. The fact that you're having sex with a person and not with not just jerking off to anything.
Kevin, let me correct you. Can't you have sex with a woman and have no emotions, bro? You Mr. Wilder. Exactly. So,
but not nearly to the point that you think. You're having emotions for a different reason, right? So, for example, why do guys brag about their body count? They get the emotional high of feeling like they are a masculine man, like they're dominated. Like, yes, I got another high score, right? So it's for different reasons. They're not necessarily emotionally connecting to the woman themselves. They're emotionally connecting to the idea that they are masculine and strong. And that's my entire point of my argument, is you paying for sex doesn't do that. You paying for sex reinforces the idea that you're a loser that has to pay for sex. It doesn't help you.
I have a question.
Of course, you think that because you do it. But the vast majority of people, wait, the vast majority of people, hold on. The vast majority of people,
hold on. Receipts with regulars, bro. So
hold on. Yeah, but you're promoting for pay for play though, right? We're talking about pay for play. We're not talking about anything else.
Because
okay, so let's stick to that. Hold on.
To you, and they failed. That's the whole point.
The vast majority of people, when you say, hey, is this something a winner or a loser does? They pay for prostitutes. What do you think most people's answer is going to be?
They're a winner.
Okay.
They're a winner.
Come on, QB. You think if you ask, come on, tell me with a straight face that people who pay for prostitutes are winners. Come on.
Men higher up, high value men, okay? They're like, look, I'm not going to waste time going on dates. There's a lot of men, Kevin. There's a lot of men that go out on dates with these 304s and with these single moms and with these BBWs, and they're not getting anything. They're wasting their time. So when they go straight to pay to play, they're getting what they want. If they want a young, feminine woman, big titties, big ass, whatever, they're getting what they want. They're getting their needs met. Okay, so how is that being a loser?
it's just the difference of opinion. You
want to
think that you paying for prostitutes makes you a winner. I think, like most people, that it makes you a loser.
I have a question.
Agree to disagree.
I have a question that can add to the debate. QB, have you ever been with someone who you've liked and you haven't paid for, and is your experience with that girl who you like, who you're into, is different from that of paying with prostitutes?
Yes, I have been. So I know you're probably new to me, but I just dropped a video recently. I used to date an ex-fitness model for 2 years, and she's a baddie. Okay, so I've had the GFE experience. I'm currently dating, and Kevin's seen my girl down there in Mexico, who's 23. She's a stunner too. Okay,
I haven't seen your girl. I don't know who you're talking about.
Now you got amnesia. You got, bro. She was.
What are you talking about? I got amnesia. I don't sit there being like, oh, who are the girls that QB's banging? I have no idea.
My question, guys.
I showed her on the White Pill channel, but that's okay.
I don't watch the White Pill channel.
No, when you were with Coach White Pill. But go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys and women are emotional.
No, Natty.
Let's
go
stay
ahead,
on focus.
go
So,
ahead.
how does your experience differ from when you're paying for sex versus when you like someone?
So it all kind of depends on the girl, because I literally have prostitutes that were just like above and beyond, because the raw attraction was there. Like I had a girl literally when I opened the door, she just jumped in my arms, and just super passionate.
But
same thing like
you're paying for a job, right? You're paying for a service, and it's her job to.
I understand, but again, there's a lot of women that still won't offer that service if they're not attracted to you. There's a lot of girls that will just 5 minutes, that's it. I'm done. So going to like a nightclub and a brothel are very similar, and I can make a video about that, because again, it's all about attraction. It's all about looks. I've literally had pros told me like, hey, you're not fat, you're not overweight, you're not old. Like, I will give you that burning desire. Whereas,
Yeah, I got to butt in here. You're not getting burning desire from prostitutes.
They just tell you what you want to hear. It's like when a stripper is like, "Oh, you're so sexy, baby." Like you really think that they think that they're sexy.
Yeah,
actions speak louder than words, Alex. But go ahead, Natty.
But I mean, I think that there is a difference, right, between someone when you like someone, when you're not paying that person. That's why I think that like the whole sugar baby thing, it's so frowned upon, and a lot of men don't want to feel that they're paying the woman they're with for sex, right? And don't you think that makes it different for a man versus like, okay, this is a girl who I kind of like work. She's liking me for me. She's not being paid to be with me. You don't think there's a difference with that? And
no, there is a difference with that. Okay, like I'm not disagreeing with that, but to say to do P2P and you're not getting consensual sex,
I mean. You're getting consensual sex because like she's there, but you're paying for a service. It's like me.
You're paying for a service, but again, that service can be very bad. Just like when you go to a restaurant, you're paying for the food, you can get shitty service, right?
Yeah.
You can get shitty. It's the same thing. That's where I'm trying to correlate it at. Now, again, a guy that has options, that's not my number one option. Like, I'm actively dating a girl in Mexico. She's a cutie. Kevin wants to have amnesia, like he never met her, he never seen her before. But I showed you receipts on the channel, but that's okay.
I'm sure I saw it. I just don't remember it. I'm sorry,
okay,
man.
Like, no worries. No worries. But all I'm saying for guys is, look, if you're not able to attract women via, dating apps or going out, this is a viable solution and consider that as a solution. That's it.
I want to read something before Kevin. I give you the word. Don't you think that makes men lazy? And I'm just gonna leave it out there.
You have a very good point. Okay, there are some men that when they indulge into P2P, they kind of let themselves go. You know what I mean? Like they become bigger, and that's all they look forward to doing, and that's what I'm against. Okay, like you have to have self-improvement, you have to grow yourself financially, and you have to understand female behavior and female nature. So you can't let yourself go physically or mentally to pros. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, once they leave out the room, that's it. You know what I mean? Like they're never your girlfriend. So that's very, very important.
Well, hey, man, at the very least, I heavily disagree with you that, about having prostitutes making you a winner. But I appreciate the fact that I always appreciate people that have controversial stances and are willing to stand up for it, no matter how much I disagree with it. So I appreciate the fact that you stand up for what you believe in.
One more question, okay? I know we're getting close to 3 hours here. So
we're going to go past it. It's fine. But yeah, go ahead.
I honestly got to ask you, like, how is your dating life in Vegas compared to Asia? Because you are a guy that has admitted that you've been over with 100 women, but yet you're showing infills of you getting rejected by women, specifically on the strip. Like, I'm waiting to see the video with you, Chain Nation, and
Did you see the video of me picking up a girl with her mom or no?
Yeah, I saw that, but again, like I'm not seeing the video of you going home with her.
Yeah,
or
just
with
make a porno, send it to QB, and we can.
No, Alex, no. But I'm
so
waiting.
Your issue is that I don't have an infield pull.
No, my issue is you, AG hating Chain Nation. Like okay. When are you guys gonna show like you out at Tao Beach, Marquee with baddies? You know what I'm saying? Like. You're supposed to be the Chad of the manosphere, and like
It's in my course. So it's in my course. I did a 30-day challenge, and then on the last 2 days, I did a challenge. I wanted to get 50 infield approaches, and then I ended up I was at like 17. And so I basically said, hey, this is like where the coaching for myself comes in. You want to make the pain of you failing stronger than the pain of you succeeding. So I literally said, I'm not going to eat until I get 30 something on camera approaches. And so that's what I did. And so, yeah.
But can we see you having success on your channel though? Like, I mean, that's somewhat embarrassing.
What do you mean success, dude? Like, just look at the receipts that I've posted.
No,
what do you mean?
I haven't seen it, bro. Like, I haven't really.
What? Because you haven't seen my dick slide into some girl?
No,
look,
I'm not even saying.
No.
Bro.
I know you want to see that because you have pictures of half naked pictures of me in your phone that you took for my Instagram, and then you're the one that claims that I'm gay.
No.
Let's not bring on the past, Kevin.
Again, Kevin, you're gaslighting right now, bro. Like
I'm not gaslighting at all, bro.
You are. Like I would like to see you walk out of Tao Beach with a banging Becky or some banging Asian girl. You're in Vegas. Like I've been to Vegas several times.
I have, dude. It's literally on my channel. I'm sorry if we don't have the instant moment where I'm just like, okay, let me tell you this. I have a video of one of the girls that I picked up. And she's in bed with me, but I cannot share it publicly for obvious fucking reasons.
Guys,
right?
This is not a big.
Would that satisfy you?
Just send it to QB privately.
This is not.
How about I send you my sex tapes, QB? Should I do that?
Guys, this is not like.
I'll send you a video. Hold on. I'll send you a video of me fucking a girl, and then I'll do a selfie like this, and I'll be like, "Hey, QB, how you doing? Here's my receipt." Will that suffice?
You see me on that just for informational purposes.
You're funny,
guys,
Alex.
this is getting to be like a big dick contest. Oh, like I get what a person.
Well, no, this isn't.
No, I totally agree. It's ridiculous, but
hold on, Kevin. You don't need to go to that extreme, but I think it would be helpful on your channel, bro, because again, you're talking about these things. About dating, about self-improvement, and your audience is not really seeing you have success with women in Vegas. So you don't need to show the sex tape, but you can show, look,
about?
I'm holding
You literally said that you saw the infield of me picking up the girl and her mom. So is that? I'm sorry. Why is that
No.
not good enough for you? Because I'm not having sex with her. QB, just admit it. You just want to.
Bro,
You just want a video of me having sex. and you seeing
You
it,
had
right?
a conversation
That's all you want.
with her. You just
what-
had a
that's what I want.
conversation with her. That was it, bro. The mom was clapping her hands.
I met up
but
with
you-
her that night.
Okay, but again, we didn't. See
Should I show
that,
the
bro.
text messages? Is that it? It's in my course. You can watch it there.
Again, I'm very transparent on my channel, bro. Like when I go out, you see me dancing with girls, you see me making out with girls, you see me with women actively at these places. So if
And
you're
how
gonna
do
be a
we know
dating
that you
coach,
didn't pay for them? You've actively went out of your way to say that you paid for them.
How?
Okay, I think I have a solution. I think I have
That's
a
a straw
solution.
man, bro.
I have
not
How's that a
told
straw
you
man?
I think I have a solution.
You said you're actively
I've
willing to
shown-
pay
hold on,
women
hold
for
on,
sex.
hold
So
on,
how do we
Kevin.
know that you
I
didn't
think
pay
I have
for
a
them?
solution to this problem.
Tinder and bubble matches on my channel, and I've
I do
shown-
too. I do
No,
too.
no,
Dude, so much of my channel shows Tinder and Bumble
Here we
matches, but
go.
that's not
Here
good
we
enough
go,
for you,
bro.
huh?
No,
I get
no.
more matches than you do. I get way more matches than you do.
You claim you do. That's
What?
that's
So are my
insane,
receipts
bro.
just fake then?
No, they could be. Kevin.
Why?
Kevin,
Why are my
I've
fake and why aren't
actually
yours fake?
showed-
You're the one that pays for prostitutes. So how do we know that yours aren't fake?
No, Kevin. Again, I've actually shown the match and me going out on the date with the girl. Okay, you haven't done that, bro.
That's fucking
Okay?
weird. What you
What
film
do you
your
mean
own
that's
dates?
weird? No.
You film your
That's-
dates.
Yeah, a lot of dating coaches do. Why not?
No, they
Why
film
can't you do
infields.
that? Why can't you do that? See, again, they want to insult me because it's like, okay, QB does pay to play as an option.
Dude,
That's
that
not
is
my
so
go-to, bro.
uncalibrated. This is the exact problem. That is just so
gaslighting,
socially
bro.
retarded. You
How
don't
is that
you don't go on a
retarded?
date
Show
from
me your
Bumble.
date.
Let me ask you this, Natty. Natty, let me
go
ask you
ahead.
this.
Go
You
ahead.
go on
Go
a
ahead.
you go on a Bumble date with a guy, right? This is before you're with Alex. If he takes out his phone and starts recording it
I would
while
think-
you guys are on the date,
and I would just call the police because I would think
Yeah.
he's trying to sell me to
Well, I think I have a
exactly.
take a
It proves my
selfie if
point
you're
right there. So
dancing.
either
Nah,
one, QB,
here we
either
go,
one.
bro.
You know,
Weak
one,
argument.
QB,
Weak
either
argument.
one, you're just dating
Go ahead.
extremely low quality, weird ass fucking women, or two, they're prostitutes who are paid to look good on camera because you pay them. And so you're like, hey, I paid you. So, act like you like me.
Argument, bro. Weak
Okay,
argument.
And wait, hold on. You charge for you charge for your services to help people with that type of stuff now, right?
No, I don't charge people with services to help people with that type of stuff.
I thought
do is-
you did that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I
Wait,
do
you
is
said you'd give me a blowjob for a hundy. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
no, Alex. Shut up.
Alex, I'm
No,
getting
Okay, Karen, sorry, QB, go ahead. Sorry.
I have an easy
Shut up,
solution. I have an easy solution. Listen
No,
to
no,
my-
no, no, but no,
Go
no,
ahead,
Alex,
go
Alex,
ahead,
QB has a
Alex.
service. I want to hear about it.
Okay.
No, so again, people ask me advice on Mexico, and I said, all right, if you want advice of where to go, what are the best places, yeah, I charge for that. And if you want me to
So
go
you're
out,
financially incentivized. Cool. They're the very same exact thing that you accuse us dating coaches of, supposedly dating coaches, quote unquote.
you're selling
that
a
we are
product.
financially.
I don't sell a product, okay? I sell an actual service that's going to benefit
Okay,
guys.
I
and
sell a
save
service
money.
too. People have you literally get you give them advice and you pay them money for it. They pay you money for it. I do the same thing. Alex does the same thing. How are you any different?
But you're
This is just
again,
your take on it.
No. I'm a geomaxer, bro. Like I travel, okay? You're a dating coach. Separate.
How are
entities.
you not a dating coach? You're helping
I'm
guys with
not
their.
a
You're
dating
charging
coach.
guys to give them dating advice. Your dating advice is to go
I'm
pay
not
for
giving
sex.
I'm not giving them specifically dating advice, Kevin. I'm letting them know.
Yeah, you're
like,
giving them
hey,
prostitute advice. Congratulations. That's so much better.
Again, all the insults. You're hurt, bro. You're hurt. Again.
Really,
you're not
I'm
showing any
hurt. A little bit of
receipts.
projection
Yeah,
there,
you're
buddy.
hurt. You claim you have more matches on Bumble, but yet you never been on dates with these girls.
What are you talking about? Of course I have.
Wait,
So how do you explain the whole thing that happened in the Coach White Pill house with the let's just say, look, there was only like 2 or 3 girls,
heard
right?
Some things behind the scenes, and I'm gonna remain anonymous on that. But again, Kevin, if you said you
Say
got
it.
laid- No,
Say it.
Kevin.
Were those
if
girls
you-
fake? Were they not real?
No, Kevin. let
They're
me
just
say
imaginary.
what
You
I
know, Coach
gotta
White
say.
Pill and I are conspiring even right now. There are no girls at
Kevin.
all. None of them involved. Even None of them.
Kevin, let me just say this: if you claim that you've been with over 100 women, bro, okay, you would be.
I would say over. It's just around that mark.
Okay,
Yeah.
you would not be struggling in Vegas. The way your channel looks, you're struggling.
What
in
makes
Vegas.
you think I'm struggling in Vegas, bro?
No, you know why? Because you're saying the easiest way to get laid is by being deceiving to women. If you you said that
yeah.
earlier
That's
in
the
your
easiest.
stream.
That's the easiest way. Yes.
I disagree.
I don't think that that's a good way to do it.
If you're an attractive guy, you don't have to lie to a woman to get
That's
laid.
my whole point. Yes, I totally agree. That's what I talk about on my channel. My whole entire point is you don't have. Here's the thing, QB. You just can't help but categorize me. You already have this idea of what a dating coach is, right? You're just like, oh, Kevin Ray Wilder is this dating coach, and dating coaches are evil. Therefore, I'm going to always disagree with Kevin no matter what. You just made my point for me. My entire point of my channel is you self-develop yourself to the point where you don't have to try to pretend to be an alpha male. You just are. That's the whole point of what I talk about.
No,
you just made my point for me.
If you really believe in that, Kevin, you wouldn't make a statement like that. You would say, look, if you're an attractive looking guy, you don't have to manipulate a woman to have sex.
I talk about that all of the time. I literally talked about that on this stream, QB.
QB, he just started with the conversation with Steph. We just had a huge conversation about he doesn't.
This is what I'm talking about. Everybody, I am the most strawman person in the entire manosphere because everybody cannot help but they just categorize something as somebody just based on their own preconceived notions.
I don't know about that.
That.
I get strawmanned all the time. But let me propose my solution. I have a simple solution. So QB needs to see more receipts. You're saying you have receipts in the product. Would you be willing to hook up QB with the free version of your product?
Absolutely not.
Under the condition.
You have to pay for it. I'm not going to, because part of the product is me coaching people through the process. So if QB wants me to coach them, sure.
Without the coaching, would you be down to show him just like the infields? Once he sees the infields, he publicly comes out and says, okay, Kevin has receipts.
Sure. I've already showed infields on my channel, but I can show more. And if you really want me, QB, to send you my sex tapes, I will absolutely do that. I will even show you. Hold on. I will even show you. Wait. I will show you one specific girl. Hold on. I will show you one specific girl that I picked up, and then also her in my bed. But I'm going to make you sign shit. Because if that gets released to the public, then I will sue the fuck out of you.
Kevin, what is wrong with you? No,
You're broke, though. You're sleeping on AJ Caden's couch.
Okay, fair enough. Natty made a good point. I don't have to prove shit to you.
Wait, am I allowed to jerk off to this video, or is that against the rules? I'm not signing anything that says I can't jerk off. So just for the record,
only if QB can see it first.
I want to make some points because there were some
Go ahead, Natty.
You made some accusations about Kevin, and he literally in the stream with Steph said that he doesn't believe in any type of deceiving when it comes to dating or in any
Natty. No. What he said is the quickest way to a woman's panties is being manipulative. Okay?
But that's what he said. He was against that.
I said I'm against that.
Okay, but the thing is, you would never even mention that. You would say, look, there are men.
I mentioned it in the stream.
Hold on,
what are you
Kevin,
talking? Dude, QB, you're the type of person when you can't. Okay, so hold on. Look, this is really important. Okay, you are similar to Andrew Tate, where Andrew Tate just couldn't just take the little L because he had too much of an ego to actually admit that he lost a certain point when he got disproven, and then this little L becomes this big giant L instead. That's literally what you're doing.
QB, just to Alex, can you please mute people so they can let each other speak?
No, this is very entertaining. So I'm gonna allow it. Go ahead. Let's do like a 5-minute wrap up though, because we do. Wait, hang on. Let's not put mean comments on the screen though.
Sorry, that's just hilarious. I had to do that.
Okay.
Kevin,
he would never mention that if he really believes that. He would say, "Look,
like he was mentioning
you don't have
to make a point. If you're trying to make a point, the same way you're mentioning it now, and you don't believe in that now, that's what he was doing though. The same way you're mentioning, because why are you mentioning you don't believe in that? You're mentioning now. That's the same way he did. Literally, he's doing the same thing. He was doing the same thing you're doing now. It was brought up by Steph. I know I'm not crazy. It was brought up by Steph. And that's what he was mentioning.
I know what Steph said, and
I'm repeating myself over and over and over again.
But
it's
again,
like this is constantly what happens.
Hold on, Natty. If you're a guy that has been successful with women, you would not even say a thing like that. You would say, look, there are men that are very attractive or meet a woman's minimum looks threshold where they don't have to be deceitful. He says the quickest way to women's panties is to be deceitful. He literally said that. We can
making my whole point for me, QB.
And you'll see that.
To be fair, QB, you are making a straw man argument because Kevin is like against all that. This is one thing I disagree with Kevin on.
That, but why
because
would you
I'm
say
like
that?
I'm like for white lies. He's against that. He's like a fucking Boy Scout when it comes to that shit.
We had a conversation.
He's as far from that as possible.
Exactly. We actually had like I'm not trying to defend Kevin, but like we actually had a conversation.
This is Steph. This is the guy a while ago. He said that. Yeah.
Cross that line. And he's not in any type of form has Kevin been pro-deceiving. We had a whole conversation on this.
I understand that, but again,
do you? I don't think you do, bro.
No,
because you're saying you literally said verbatim you promote deceiving. I said no. I'm totally against that.
Looks matter, okay? And there are men that don't have to. You would actually say that after that, okay? If you really meant it, you would say, look. Looks matter.
I said it before and after.
There are guys that don't have to deceive any woman because they're sexually attractive. Period.
Yes. Oh my God. That's what I do. I don't deceive women. I actively, like I said, I tell people to not do that. It is the quickest path for you to get laid if you can convince a girl that, for example, that you are God himself. But like what is that at the expense of, right? If the girl's super into famous DJs and you convince her that you're a famous DJ, then yeah, that's going to be an easier way to get laid. But it comes at the expense of you being a good person, you being a fucking piece of shit.
To be attractive, Kevin. Okay, can a 300-pound man say, "Hey, I'm a DJ," and tell a girl that off of status and sleep with her if she's
probably
a
not
7.5 or higher? Okay, then.
I don't know. Maybe a 300-pound man can, but what about a 600-pound man? Do you think a 600-pound man might be able to?
No.
What about a 200-pound man? What about 250?
Depending how tall he is, maybe.
But QB, we're deviating. We're deviating.
Yeah, I think we got to wrap up. We've gone for over 3 hours.
Yeah, that's cool.
QB, you are the gift that keeps on giving, man.
I'm getting a little sleepy.
I know it's late out there in Miami, bro. So I get you.
I love you, QB. You're great.
We can do closing thoughts. Kevin. I don't know. Kevin, you want to go first or I go first?
I think you guys should just hug it out and become BFFs. Like I can see.
Dude, I don't have a problem with QB. I just think that, look, we agree to disagree. We made a lot of progress here. QB thinks that you're a winner if you sleep with prostitutes. I think you're a loser. That's it. What else is there to talk about? There's not much more we could talk about from there.
Why don't you guys gangbang a prostitute together? That could be a bonding experience, you know?
Well, I've never hired a prostitute. I'm not planning on having. I'm not planning on losing my prostitute virginity.
Well, PWF will sponsor this whole bonding experience. This will be a company expense.
Negative, Alex. I'll give my closing thoughts first. One, I don't have any beef with you, Kevin. Like, I don't really watch.
I don't either.
Videos. I don't really watch your videos anymore because I kind of think they're boring, in my opinion. But if you're going to be a dating coach and give dating advice, I think you need to be a little bit more transparent. Like Alex, I'm not trying to, validate him, but you can see he has a girlfriend. Donovan Sharp has a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Rollo Tomasi has a wife. Like you want to criticize other dating coaches. It's kind of like, we need to see your product. Okay, so maybe you should.
What about the time? Hold on. What about the time I showed on Duke and Don stream my ex back in Thailand, grinding up on me? She was literally my girlfriend. And you're like, that's not good enough, man. That's not good enough.
So like,
there's nothing that can satisfy you other than me fucking the girl and looking at you in the camera, being like, does this count as a receipt, QB?
Kevin.
I hope you're hard right now.
It's not about.
I hope you're hard. That's the whole entire point that I'm doing this, so you can jerk off.
Kevin, it's not about satisfying me. But if you're saying that you've been over with 100 women, you need to be a little bit more transparent, bro. Because I don't believe you.
I am extremely transparent. I'm the most transparent person in the manosphere. Who else is willing to just go and debate everybody that wants to debate them? No holds barred. Alex,
No,
yes.
Alex
And I are tied.
You blocked me from your channel, bro. So
me?
No, I did because you were spamming my channel. I would make a video about philosophy and the golden mean. You'd be like, "Who cares about the golden mean? Where are those receipts, bro?" I was like, "Okay, you're banned." If you make it relevant to the actual video, that's fine. But you never do that. You never do that. I will like put a lot of effort into a video about philosophy, and you'll be like, "Yeah, but where are your bitches, man?" It's like it has nothing to do with the video.
You're always gonna have haters, just like how everyone thinks that all my women are.
Oh, so you wait? Hold on. So you are a hater of mine? I thought you said that you had nothing against me.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
You literally just said you just implied that you're a hater.
No, you're always gonna have haters. Okay.
Yeah, and the reason that you brought that up is because you were leaving hateful comments, and so you're admitting now that you're a hater. So
I don't know.
So basically, you negate everything that you said before.
What am I gonna be hating on you when you have no receipts, bro? Like, stop it.
But I mean, okay, like QB. In Kevin's defense, do you need to have a girlfriend in order to be in the manosphere, though?
No, you don't. But to me, if you're going to be a single guy, okay, Kevin is in Las Vegas, okay? That place is not hard to hook up with women. He needs to show, like, hey, I'm out with AG hating. We're over here at Marquee Nightclub. We're over here at Republic.
But like,
you know,
but like,
I do post that. I don't understand.
You don't, Kevin.
Yes, I do. What are you, dude? You said yourself you don't watch my videos anymore. You said yourself you don't watch my videos anymore. Go watch my videos.
He does
I can go
have
watch your video.
videos.
You're not leaving home with a girl from Web Republic or Marquee, bro. Stop it. If I
Yeah,
go
I
watch
am.
your videos right now, would I see that, Kevin?
But
Yes or no?
Do you end up getting every single thing on camera every time? No.
All right, well, let me
I need to have my cameraman there with me, like conveniently at that very moment.
it.
Like
You're a dating coach. Do it.
I am not a dating coach. Oh my god.
Jump in. QB, if you got to see some infield of Kevin with hot chicks, would you be willing to put this claim to rest?
Yes, and he doesn't have to show me the porn stuff. You know what I'm saying? But Alex, if
Well, what do you need to see?
Hold on, Kevin. Alex, if you're willing to be the mutual guy and be like, look, QB, here's Kevin leaving home with a baddie, with a blondie, whatever. Can you put this to rest? I can do that because I've literally
Really? You sure?
I'll start a group chat.
The last time, hold on. The last time that we did that on Duke and Don's stream, right? I literally had my ex-girlfriend grinding up on me in the club, and you said that that's not good enough.
No, it's not good.
How is that different? How is that different? I debunked you right there. How is that different?
No, you haven't. You said you've been over 100 women, Kevin. That's a lot. And to
Not really.
Yeah, it's not.
Alex, is that a lot?
That's a lot. What do you mean that's not a lot? That's
I mean,
a
maybe
lot.
for a girl, but like within the manosphere dating space, it's actually pretty low.
Loser.
That's a lot, Kevin. That's a lot.
John Anthony would think that I'm like the biggest loser in the world for saying that I have 100 lay count. He would think that I'm scum of the earth.
We could take your lay count, add 200 to it, multiply by 3, and you're still not.
All right, fair. J-Bo will always say I'm not good enough. Yeah.
If you're willing to, be the middleman, and you don't even got to show me a lot. Maybe just 3 girls this summer. Like, yo, boom, taking her back to the pad. That's it. I don't need to see the sex tape. I'll put this to rest. I will never bring up this argument ever again.
But how do I trust that you're genuine in that? I literally did that before, and you literally said verbatim, that's not good enough.
No, you haven't. You haven't shown me anything, bro.
I even showed you. I did it like very deceitful, not deceitfully, but I did it like sort of like
Kevin.
I showed me fucking a girl going like this very quickly so that we didn't get demonetized. I literally did it on video, and you remember that. I know you remember that.
Nah, bro.
Kevin,
I did.
That's low.
Natty, go ahead. Natty,
it
go
is
ahead.
low.
That's
QB
low.
brings it out in me, but it's fun, so it's okay.
All right, I think we gotta wrap up. So the moral of the story is I'm gonna start a group chat between both of you. Kevin is gonna post his receipts in there, and then we're gonna put this to rest once and
This
for
just
all.
came.
No, we don't even need to do that. QB,
No,
here's how we
that's what I'm
settle this. My
saying.
offer still stands. Let's meet up in a city and see who has better game.
Okay,
well,
like
Kevin,
no
hold on,
offense.
Maddie. I need to respond, please.
Let him respond, Dave.
Again,
Are you going to
would
deny it
never
again?
kiss a girl on
Run
camera.
away.
I've kissed girls on camera, so until you do that, I'm not taking your offer.
Why?
Yeah, what's the
Because
difference?
just what I said.
It should be that easy for you. If we're doing a competition, and I've not only am I a virgin, I've never kissed a girl
I
ever.
will accept your offer. I will fly to Vegas, no problem, and accept your offer. Until I see you kiss a girl on camera, there's no deal, bro. No deal.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, it's ridiculous.
So
and
hold
I'm
on,
not gonna accept
wait.
the offer.
Do I have your word that if I send you a video of me kissing a girl, you're going to meet up with me?
Post it on the channel. Man
No,
up and
no.
Wait,
I'll
why
send
can't
it.
he-
I'll send it to you
Why can't
personally.
he just send it to you? Why does he have to post it on the channel?
post it on the channel.
Why? That could
No.
get him in trouble with YouTube. Like, why can't
Alex,
he?
Yeah.
Alex, you kissed a girl on your channel.
It's
You
a risk.
kissed your girl on your
Yeah,
channel.
it's a risk,
It's a
dude. And
risk,
especially if
yeah.
I'm not. That's not a focus on my channel. I'll
Well,
send it to you
again,
personally, QB.
Yeah, what's the issue?
QB,
with
I
him
will send it to
posting
you personally. Hold on. I will send it to you personally.
On the
Wait, I
channel.
don't understand that part. What's the difference if he sends it to you personally?
John Anthony's kissed girls on his channel. You kiss girls on your channel.
Dude,
Why
what are you
can't
in middle school? Who cares if you kiss
Yeah,
a girl?
why
How many
wait,
times does this happen to you, Alex, where you kiss a girl and you don't end up banging her?
It happens fairly often.
Yeah,
but what-
exactly. So that
but
doesn't prove
what-
shit.
wait, what's-
Unless you're like in high
wait,
school,
I
like
don't
you are.
understand this part.
Okay, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead. Let's answer your question.
What's the issue with him sending it to you personally? Like, why does he have to post it directly?
Exactly. Not even high school. This is like
again,
middle school shit.
He's promoting himself as a dating coach. Alex, like, to me, it should not be a problem. It should not be a
Well, why
problem.
can't he send it to you personally? Like, why does it have to be on his channel? Why does it have to be
all right,
projected
all
off his
right.
content?
I'll take the deal. If he
Okay.
sends it to me personally,
Okay.
And then you'll meet up with me in Vegas. We have your word.
we have my word. We have my word.
All right.
These became
Okay,
these days.
now under one condition, she got to be an 8 or higher, bro. I don't want no fat slob. All right.
Okay, that's fine. I'll send you one of my sex tapes.
Don't
8
don't
or
do that.
higher.
It's fucking low,
8 or
Kevin.
higher. 8 or
Yeah,
higher.
she's an 8 or higher. Yeah, she's an 8 or higher. I'll send you one of my sex tapes.
Oh, just PC me on that. I want to verify that she's an 8 or higher.
Okay. Cool.
Don't be low.
All right, that's
Kevin.
it, Alex. That's it. It's been
So
fun.
basically, I send QB a sex tape.
These
and
ones,
then,
I did not ask for that, bro. I did not ask for that, but hey,
dude, I don't
8
know
or
about you.
higher?
That's like so cringe. I'm sure I have things of me kissing my girlfriend, but I don't
I
fucking
want
know
to
that.
see it in Vegas. Okay, you out in
Why,
Vegas?
you just keep shifting
Wait, why
it. Like,
the-
I need to
why-
see it in Vegas. It needs to be on your channel. You need to post a video of you fucking the girl
Yeah,
and put
hang
it on
on.
YouTube.
No, we have an agreement. Don't go back on that. We never said anything about Vegas. Doesn't matter where it is.
No,
If he's
no,
kissing a
no.
fucking-
It does, bro. It does. He's in Las Vegas, Alex. Have you been to Vegas, Alex? Yes.
Yeah, I've been there many times.
Okay, I've been there many times. So this guy should not have a problem showing me a girl that he picked
No, hang
up
on.
in
We
Las
had a
Vegas.
deal. We had a deal. You agreed to
That's
it.
the deal.
No. Now you're adding conditions.
Why does it
You're
need to
adding
be in
conditions.
Las Vegas? Why does it matter where it is?
The deal was he's going to send you a video of him kissing a fucking girl who's 8 or higher. You agreed that if he does that, you'll meet up with him. No more. You
No.
can't add
It
conditions.
has to be in Vegas.
No. You
Vegas.
added that condition after the deal was made. Nope. Now, don't Jew your way out of the deal. And this is coming from a Jew. Yeah, no.
All right, he's ridiculous. We're getting
The
him
deal
out of
was
here.
there. Wait,
That's
did he-
fucking ridiculous.
Did he
You're a
jump off?
ridiculous person, QB.
Wait, did he jump off?
We literally.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. You might have hit the button.
Oh, yeah,
Why
no,
can't
TB,
you show me from
you
Vegas?
can't pull that shit, man. We had a deal.
Yeah.
The
He's
deal is
constantly
there.
shifting the
Everyone heard it.
goalposts because he's afraid to meet up. That's
Yeah,
really
no,
what
no,
it is.
I'm not
yeah,
afraid
none of
to
this
meet up
shifting
with
the
you, but-
goalpost nonsense.
Hold on, Alex. Why can't he show me taking something from Vegas? He's gotten laid in Vegas before, so why not show me that? Why not show
Because-
me the girl you got laid from Vegas, bro?
I will
Okay,
show
let
you.
me- let
I
me
will show
explain
you.
this to you.
I'll show you the girl that I picked up, and then I'll show you her in my bed. Is that good
no,
enough?
don't do
why,
that.
Why is that not a problem? From Vegas, correct?
Oh yeah,
You
that was
got-
in Vegas. Yeah, that was in
Okay,
Vegas.
then
I can't
problem
prove it. It's
solved,
in my
guys.
room. It's in my room, but I could show you me meeting her in Vegas and then her in my bed.
No.
Perfect. Perfect.
No.
Okay.
no
So
more- no-
we're gonna
no
be
more
meeting up in
conditions.
Vegas, man. I
No more
cannot fucking
conditions.
wait, guys.
Look at
This
him
is gonna
so
be great.
amped.
When do you want to meet it?
So
When do you want to
amped.
meet in Vegas? No. I'll send it to you
Okay,
soon. When do you want to meet in Vegas?
Again, I need to see the receipts, bro, and then
Okay.
we'll make it
So
happen.
after I show you them, no. Let's schedule this now so they don't back out of this. When do you want to meet in Vegas?
Okay.
I want
again,
verbal
Kevin,
confirmation here. I will send it to you.
Kevin,
Absolutely.
When are you gonna show me the receipt of you meeting the girl in Vegas? I'll have.
I will
proof
send it
that
to you
she-
tonight. You have
Tonight?
my word. I'll send it to you
Okay,
tonight.
so
When are we meeting
where-
in Vegas?
Where did you meet her in Vegas?
I met her on the Link Promenade.
Okay, so when you show me this footage, I will see the background that it is in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in the Link
Okay,
Promenade.
perfect.
And then you'll see her in my bed
No.
afterward.
Don't.
Perfect,
No,
perfect.
Kevin. That's
Okay,
so
cool.
low.
And then we're gonna meet in Vegas after that.
Yeah, why not?
When's the date? When?
We'll talk about that, but
No. When?
Bro, I'm a busy guy, so
Here
it'll
we
probably
go.
be within, no,
Dude,
Dude, get the fuck
no,
out
no,
of
no,
here.
Wait, why does he keep
Dude, he's
jumping
such
up?
a troll. No, I kicked him out. Fuck that.
Oh,
guy.
no, let's
He
finish
literally
this.
just kept moving the goalpost the entire time.
Wait, why
Yeah,
did you,
exactly. He's just gonna back out. I'm not even gonna do this shit.
Wait, did you kick him from the stream or was he in?
Yeah, I did. I kicked him from the
Oh,
stream.
come on, dude. I want to get. We were like literally about to.
No, this is getting
We were
pathetic.
going nowhere, bro.
Ah,
This is
I
no.
literally, as soon as he knew that I was serious, that I was about to send it, he was always making all these excuses. Same
Okay.
exact fucking thing as last time.
Okay, this is what we're
That
gonna do.
is so funny.
I want to see a climax to this like epic chapter. So I'm gonna start a group chat tonight between us three. You're gonna post that there. And
Don't
then,
post. No, don't post.
no, just it's
private info from other girls. That's just disgusting behavior.
yes.
Yeah,
We're
it's a good
discussing
point.
pickup games.
Sorry. That's disgusting
good point.
behavior.
I don't know.
You're claiming to be this ethical human being. And
Okay,
now you're
yes,
posting
fair. You're right. You're right.
Well, no, don't shame him out of it. Don't shame the
No,
guy.
I'm shaming
No, she's
him.
right.
No, don't shame him. He
It's
can
not
blur
congruent with
out
what-
her face.
That's not
It's
good.
all what to prove to
No,
some
no,
guy
no,
that
no.
nobody gives
No,
a shit
no,
about
she's
his
a bad
opinion.
influence.
No, like he's not being congruent. Who
I'm muting Natty for a second. Okay, don't let her influence you. Listen, no. We're getting somewhere. I want to see this get resolved. So we're gonna create that group chat. You can just blur out her personal info. It should be fine. Not an issue. I want to.
What do you mean blur out her personal info?
Like blur out her face or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You're unmuted, babe. You were being a bad influence.
Kevin, you're not being congruent with what you're just preaching.
I know. That's a fair point. Well, I'm more concerned that QB is gonna take it and post
About
it
your
somewhere.
character.
Just blur out her face.
That says a lot about your character, and you are behaving like what you claim you're against.
Oh Jesus.
Just
Okay,
saying
fair. No. Look. So here's another thing that I have to be concerned about. Okay, that's why I need QB to like sign something, because you're not allowed to film somebody when they're not aware of it inside of your home in your bed. I can get in huge trouble for that. You're allowed to do that publicly, but
We'll just blur out her face and it should be fine.
it doesn't matter. You still can't do that. If
I
somehow she can identify it, because again, I don't trust QB. He's probably just going to post that shit.
I don't think he will.
If I can have him sign something, absolutely. Or
Okay.
I can sue the fuck out of him if that information.
Okay.
gets
Okay.
released.
We'll get him to sign an NDA.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, is
I
that
got-
like an NDA? How to do
Yeah,
that?
I've done this many times. Yeah. We'll
Okay,
get him to sign
perfect.
an NDA.
Perfect. All right.
All right, cool. This was highly entertaining. Well,
You're saying I'm high as fuck.
you're high as fuck. What are you high
Yeah,
on?
if you can have him sign an NDA, because I'll just tell you, basically there's things to identify that that's exactly the girl. She has like a back tattoo that you can see in the infield itself, and then you can see the back tattoo in the video that I'm talking about. And so now QB will have to meet up in Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Provided he signs the NDA. He signs the NDA first, then I will do that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you know how to like
yeah,
make that
yeah.
up? This is gonna be great. This is gonna be fucking great.
I
QB and
haven't-
I are gonna meet in Vegas and see who has better game.
I have Natty sign an NDA every time.
I'm
she
not
says
gonna
my back end.
participate in this like fucked up behavior. It's fucked up in every way you mention it. It's fucked up. What is he trying to prove to someone who's Nobody has.
You don't understand. They've had a rivalry going for months, like for.
I don't care that.
Yeah, and QB's gotten destroyed every time. It's
But what do
fucking
you have
hilarious.
to do? Like lowering yourself to the person's level.
I don't see it that way. It's just like the ultimate. It's the KO. It's a knockout punch.
Well, if there is an NDA signed, and so what's the repercussions for violating an NDA?
You can get sued and for a lot of money.
But what if the thing that they're signing the NDA for is technically
illegal? They has no.
Yeah.
No. It's not legal for him to show something like if you send me child pornography, I can't share it just because you sent it to me.
But you cannot
It's called fruit of the poison tree or something like that, or poison from the same tree, something like that. That's the legal term. But yeah, no, he doesn't have the legal right to send it just because you did something that was against the rules. He can go to the police, but that's about it. He can't share that. That would be committing a crime. So yeah, no, he can't do that.
Wait, what do you mean go to the police? Again, I didn't do it. I'm pretty sure I'm not sure the legality of it, but if you're filming somebody without them knowing, so she was sleeping next to me.
That's illegal.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. No one gives a shit. This happens all the fucking time. Unless
Alex just really wants to see this meetup between me and him.
No, I mean, I just think this will put things to rest and this will move things forward.
I love how people honestly think that QB would win. His whole thing is saying looks that all that matters. Who looks better, me or QB? Honestly, it's just hilarious. QB, again, he kind of looks like a koala. Hey, girls think koalas are cute, so maybe not. I don't know.
All right, let's wrap up. So there was a whole bunch of people.
Before you make me shut up, I just want to say that Kevin, this is highly unethical. You're contradicting yourself.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Contradicting yourself about everything you said. You do not get to criticize John Anthony because you're doing exactly the same thing that you criticize John Anthony of doing.
Okay.
That's
out there. And you guys don't get to say that women are emotional and men are logical because you're acting purely on emotion because there's nothing.
No, I never say. I think men and women are equally emotional human beings.
I'm not acting on emotion. I just think this would be pretty.
You're being an instigator. You're just being an awful instigator.
No, I'm not. I want to see.
Yeah, Alex, you're pushing me to do.
So
I think you know what? No, fuck QB. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm not gonna do it.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ.
QB.
Oh my
wait.
God.
Here's the thing though. Why does QB need to see that in order to compete against me in Vegas? Right?
Dude,
if his whole thing, why do I'm falling into his frame.
Now I gotta call you out the same way that QB. There was a deal made. Neither one of you guys can go back on the deal and change the parameters.
I can if I think it might be illegal and it
there
might
was a deal made
put me in
on
jail.
the stream. No one's gonna go to jail. Okay, fine. If you really don't want to do it with you and the girl naked, just have one where you're kissing the girl outside, and let's put it to rest that way.
I don't have a video of me kissing her. I don't. That's so fucking cringe. Why would I just go hey?
You can easily get one next week or something. I know you can do it.
Yeah, dude, of course I can, but it's just fucking weird. Why would I just be I would have to have somebody. I'd have to get my cameraman to fly over here and then film me doing that.
Just have
Why the fuck would I do that? Just to go get a kiss, just to fucking who cares about a fucking kiss? If QB's whole thing is that I'm gay, right? So why don't I just send him one of my sex tapes?
Don't send him your sex tapes.
Okay, send the sex tape. I mean, whatever. Either one of those is against the rules, technically. I don't know one is better or worse than the other. Okay, anyway, I want to wrap up.
No, it's different because that one she knows that she's being filmed.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You can do one of the videos Alex's does where he's like, oh, do you mind doing a demo? And then you have it.
Okay, well, I want to wrap up. There was a whole bunch of people that didn't get to go on. So anyone who did not get to go on, we're going to do a part 2, I think, because there's a whole bunch of other challengers. So we'll do a part 2 at some point. Shoot me an email, playingwithfirechannel@gmail.com. And if you were backstage and we didn't have you on, you'll be on first for the next one. There's at least 5, 6, 7 other people that want to come on. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for doing this. You want to shout out your channel?
That was fun. Well, yeah. So, I mean, I'm covering this on my channel too. But, yeah, go download my free Tinder guide. not Tinder, but it's like just maximizing your matches in general. Again, the central theme of it is to just not be fat. I give like fitness advice and stuff. And I'm doing a 30-day challenge right now that I'm starting in August, which is focused on you just trying to overcome whatever you can in 30 days, right? Whether it be no fap, whether it be improving your online dating profile by having good pictures. And more specifically, the way that you do that is decreasing your body fat percentage. And then at the end, I show you, my videographer actually shows you exactly how to take pictures and whatnot. Because I know this doesn't count for QB for some reason, even though for him it's a receipt if he has a lot of matches. But for me, it's just more proof that I'm secretly gay. But I get a lot of matches on online dating. And the reason is because I have a low body fat percentage. I know how to take the right photos, and I can show you how to do that.
Maybe we could get some receipts of you jerking off or something that could provide adequate proof for QB. All right,
Yeah.
Maddie, any closing words?
I wonder where he get the receipt where we're not in a one-way open relationship, because apparently I've been sleeping with other guys without me knowing it. So I would like to know if I have like a second personality.
Yeah, I have no idea. He didn't have it ready. I was like, yo, let's play that shit. He's like, oh, I don't know what it is, but
I would love to have that second personality of me like sleeping with other guys.
yeah, I don't know. If anyone has that, please send it to me. I'm curious what the fuck this receipt is of Natty getting banged by other dudes. I'm curious. All right, cool, guys. Appreciate y'all. We got another debate tomorrow.
Me.
It's gonna be juicy.
Don't forget my monthly segment, you guys. I do have a monthly segment here now.
You have a monthly segment of what?
Don't forget Natty's OnlyFans.
You didn't check my monthly segment? I don't have an OnlyFans.
You have an OnlyFans now?
No, she doesn't have an OnlyFans.
I have my monthly segment. You need to check it out.
It's on my podcast. Yeah, it was interesting.
It was
so apparently the video is there. So if you guys want to, whatever evidence they say, it's on that guy's
I'll
channel.
check it. I'll
Probably
take a
shouldn't
look.
have shouted it out, but
No, it's cool. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, I'll take a look and see what he's got.
Hide.
All right, cool.
Bye, you guys.
Okay, y'all.
bye.